right, everyone. Welcome. Hi, I'm Alec. This is Trev. Welcome to episode 6 of the Beanscast. Before we get started, if you want to join the discussion, you can follow us on Twitter at BeanscastPod, or you can join the Discord link in the description. We want to start the. We need to reword this. We want to
Yeah,
start these out by talking about what we're drinking today. So, Trev, what are you drinking today? Because I'm going to retype this intro while you talk.
do it. Hey man, that was made on a whim, and it's gotten us this far.
I don't like
Uh,
the these.
okay, well
Not a
that's
fan.
fair. So today I went to the store and I was looking for far too long in the beer section, and I went to like the bougiest fucking store that I could think of in Portland that would have like beer, to find one the Kraus or Strauss, whatever ones that Eric had suggested that are like vanilla and coffee bean like stuff. Because I was like, I'm gonna do it. None of them were there. They only had one beer that I did buy, a dark ale, that was coffee and vanilla notes, but like not specific included.
Like
So
tasting notes, but not in
tasting
the beer.
notes, correct.
Yeah.
So I bought that. Then it stayed in my card too long and it was warm. So now I'm drinking cold brew, Alec. That's what I'm drinking. I'm drinking good old coffee.
Roll
Made it
coffee.
myself. These are beans that I hated as espresso and made it as cold brew. Much more enjoyable. Totally changed the
That's
flavor.
good. That's good. Um, I am just
What are
drinking
you
some
drinking?
straight up iced coffee, Chemex
Mmm,
brewed,
good
Japanese
stuff.
style. So
What
hot
makes it
directly
Japanese
onto the ice.
style?
Ice in the basin that you're brewing into. So you
Interesting.
double strength brew over ice.
Interesting. I've with the recent increase in weather, I've taken to throwing some ice cubes into my espresso cup and brewing directly over to the ice when I'm making my
Mhm.
espresso. It just seems like the best way to get right into it.
You could go a similar concept there. You could start putting a little more uh, grounds in your portafilter and
Hmm.
then pulling a little shorter. So essentially like making
A little
a
concentrate.
ristretto.
Yeah. Well, I generally when I'm doing espresso, I generally pour a longo and I add a little
Mhm.
water to make it an americano, anyways.
Yeah.
So I kind of just keep the longo instead of adding water. I just let the ice melt a little bit.
Yeah, I prefer if I'm going to go into an Americano to start with a Longo.
Yeah,
I just think it tastes better.
it does. I'm, which is weird because you would think more concentrated, and then
Hmm.
you add water and it's less concentrated, and that would make it better. But that's
Yeah,
not
you're
actually
like
the best move.
but I feel like the extension of the extraction there
Hmm.
translates better into something that is more dynamic than just
Absolutely.
watered down espresso.
Hmm. Right. It does because that doesn't taste like watered down espresso. When
No,
I
it
tell
doesn't taste
people
like
that I
watered down
drink
espresso.
Americanos, they're like, it's just watered down espresso. I'm like, it's not. It's actually its own drink.
So one of the things, and I've actually, maybe I'll do it tomorrow and get back to you. But one of the things I have seen done is shops that will just do like an infinite brew for a cup of coffee. So
Okay.
they just won't stop the machine. They'll just fill up the cup. So they'll make like
And
an
just
eight
move the
ounce
cup.
coffee out of espresso. So they'll keep pulling into it until it's 8 ounces of fluid liquid. Like that's crazy to
That seems
me
crazy.
in my barista brain. But I will
Wouldn't it
give it a
just get
shot.
super bitter? I guess unless you have extreme
I mean,
temperature control.
it's super extracted. So like at that point it's crazy extracted. But that's the same concept as a drip brewer. You're just
But the grind is
consistently putting
different
water.
though.
I mean, the
And the
grind is different. Yeah.
pressure, I mean,
Yeah.
there's a number of there's only so many
Hmm.
factors in coffee, and you're changing quite a few of them.
Yeah. But experimentation.
Yeah, I wouldn't. You should try it and definitely report back because I
Like
am
like you
curious.
you try this weird thing.
You, I am. I want to emphasize. I fully support you trying this.
I'm helping I helping. I have to source a new espresso machine for the restaurant that my boss is opening.
Hmm.
Uh and I
What's your
talked her
budget?
into a Marzocco. Um
Oh, let's go.
so we're hoping to also just get two and upgrade the one at the bakery.
That would be
But we'll see.
nice. That would be nice.
it would be nice. It's such a beautiful machine.
Well, then what do you
So
do with the one
beautiful.
you guys have at the bakery now? You take that home
Sell it.
then.
No,
To
yeah,
you.
because I need I need a 2 group head Rencilio in my home.
I might.
You got 4K, 5K.
We're filming in 4K right now. What are you talking about?
So it's really cheap for that machine. Also, you're gonna provide transport
Um, what?
from where I live to
Amazon?
where you live.
Amazon can't just handle that for us?
Hi, this is a return.
Yo, could you
Question
imagine? But it needs to go to this specific place.
This specific address. I mean, we could Amazon locker it if you want.
That would be hilarious. Like, I'll just find the closest locker location, drop it off. Let's go.
Yeah. I haven't done that yet. Feel sketch.
I've actually
Not
only had
necessary.
good experiences, not to promote Amazon. Wouldn't take the sponsorship if they offered it to us, but I have only had good experiences with
Definitely not
Amazon.
sponsored.
Definitely not sponsored. Hashtag fuck
Definitely
capitalism.
Wait.
Yeah, I'm putting it in chat right now.
Good.
Yeah. But anyways, Alec, besides coffee, which we could talk about
Type
for
coffee.
quite some time,
For the whole podcast.
for literally the whole podcast, there was some fun gaming news that we actually both care about for a change.
Fun? Fun? Your perspective didn't seem like fun.
Well, I don't think. Okay, you're right. Okay. All right. Let me caveat this with AJ specifically, WatchReDirect, hashtag shout it out, has helped to form and change my perspective a little bit. So I'm happy to address that, but obviously what we're talking about, if you're not aware, is the Pokemon Scarlet Violet trailer. There was a new trailer that came out, and what were your thoughts? What was your immediate reaction? How do you feel now?
Okay. So my expectations for Pokemon are always status quo. It's always my expectations.
Okay.
Because that's what they give us more often than not.
Right, that's a fair expectation.
I don't ever walk into a trailer going, man, I'm hoping for this and this and this. I walked in this trailer going, we're going to see the legendaries, we're going to see a few early route Pokemon, and we'll see the professor. And we saw all of those things. Because I have been around this whole franchise and am used to what these trailers, since they started seriously pumping out the online trailers, what they provide.
And they're pretty consistent.
This is what that first, the first, real trailer, not the game announcement trailer, but, the first real one, this is what it usually provides.
Right. And it did that.
It did it. I even said last week, I think, or maybe we were doing something else, CGI, afterwards announced CGI version of the legendaries, which is what we got.
Yeah.
Even though we're at a state where they probably should stop. We're at the point where, I feel like the CGI portion of the trailers needs to just go away.
Because so much of it is, not actual gameplay.
I just mean where, the idea of a CGI trailer when you're on a handheld, not even a handheld, because this thing is also a handheld, but when you were on, the DS or the 3DS,
was more forgivable.
Is look at this world that we're helping you imagine, whereas now it's more look at this world we're presenting to you. And so I feel like they should just show us what they look like in game.
That's fair.
What were your impressions of the trailer?
Okay, so what I wrote when I first did this was that I went into this with no expectations, and I feel that I was still let down. Only because I guess maybe it's a matter of perspective on what the status quo was. I think Sword and Shield is still the status quo, and I was hoping that Arceus would become more of the status quo. And having watched that trailer, I didn't get the impression that that was the case. Now, having said that, having heard AJ speak on it, and especially he did a write-up yesterday, which was fantastic. I can't recommend that enough. If you guys haven't read it yet to check it out. But I think he really has me convinced that even if there are things that we didn't see in the trailer, I need to recognize that doesn't mean that they won't be there, right? Like, for instance, things like overworld shinies and whatnot, catching Pokemon outside of a battle, just because they didn't explicitly show that they're bringing that back doesn't mean it won't be brought back. And so with that understanding, my perspective has changed quite a bit. You know, I'm excited. Okay. I think that there's good with the multiplayer. I think that looks amazing. If we can actually play together outside of just the dens, that would be cool. That'd be very fun. If we can kind of explore the world together. Like, again, you know, not to bring up AJ so much, but like AJ has many times talked about, having the game more mirror the anime, I think is a big positive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so I'm feeling more positive about it now.
Feeling better.
Yeah, I am. I was really devastated.
So I think the biggest, my two biggest factors in going, okay, this is creative editing, to not give too much away, are the two battles. So the trainer battle, he pretty clearly, when you watch it repeatedly, throws his Pokemon off to the side. The little youngster that you get in a battle with. He pretty clearly goes from talking to you to throwing his Pokemon to the side, which to me leaves the implication that it's still like you're battling in that area, and they've just used camera angles to maybe make it look more like a traditional Pokemon battle experience.
Well, and on rewatch too, the health bar not being in a dedicated spot, but being associated with the Pokemon, is a good giveaway for that.
Yeah, so like the wild battle with Lechonk, there is a health bar directly over Lechonk instead of being plastered in the corner. So, which means that we'll probably have the potential to be battling multiple Pokemon again.
Yep.
We'll probably have the potential to...
Which, if they add, like, spread moves...
Run.
I'm here for it.
Yeah. I... Very much on record is I want to be able to catch Pokemon without ever encountering them.
Right.
Still, because I thought that was great.
It is.
Also, the one thing that I did see in this that I was sad about is the UI change. That everything's not just a face button.
Yes,
that was great. And I loved it so much in Arceus.
Yep,
it controlled so much better.
Right, the fact that you could shuffle through your Pokemon or items without having to go into a menu.
Yeah,
give me more of that. Inject that into my veins.
Yeah, but I'm hoping that we could still like run from a wild Pokemon battle by just walking away. That was
absolutely
great.
I loved it.
It's perfect. And makes more sense with an open world game.
Yes, and I would even accept the ability to run away whenever. Like I like the ability to actually run away as the runaway mechanic. What?
Oh, someone hopped in the chat.
I'm here for the Lechonk discussion.
In the voice chat.
Oh.
Right. Now I'm here.
Oh.
Hi, AJ.
I didn't hear it.
You left this available.
What's up?
What's up, AJ?
Welcome. It's the Pokemon portion, so I assume
it's
that's
true.
why we have
yeah, that's why I'm here.
Yes.
That's why. Like, you know what I did.
I wasn't prepared for.
I didn't. I mean, if you want me to cam up, I can cam up. But I assume
no.
You wouldn't
Okay.
Be prepared,
You're
so.
fine. You're fine.
All right. Cool. I wasn't. Okay. Cool. Yeah. First guest of Beanscast, AJ from WatchReDirect.
Hello. I am here. I'm here to talk about Pokemon because my name was mentioned a lot, and I do want to provide additional perspective. True. Additional perspective on the little like write-up that I did. So Trev, you mentioned about Alec, you mentioned about how you're disappointed about the button layout being taken away, like how it's not just like it's just a menu or whatever. For what it's worth, another marketing thing, they never showed that in the marketing for Arceus. It also looks like just regular Pokemon UI. So it could very well be the same thing. The part of it that makes me kind of iffy on whether they're going to do it or not is the fact that there is a cursor that is hovering over the like battle UI element. I'm not 100% sure if they did that with Arceus or if it just showed the basic like battle items Pokemon and didn't like put UI elements over that. I'd have to look at it again, but
I don't remember
even if it,
either. I know that like this one has like the press Y for details, which
mhm,
is
yeah,
nice to have always in a Pokemon game because
right.
you never know why your attacks are doing shitty, and it could just be the fact that it's sunny out and you don't realize it's sunny out. Um, but I'd be fine if things like that make a comeback, like press X to throw a Pokeball, press Y to do this, and maybe we just didn't see the X because maybe that's a trainer battle and we don't know it's a trainer battle.
Right.
That's possible. I settled on putting up the Discord.
Discord?
So
Yeah, I
yeah,
saw.
so at least there was something. And then I noticed that my name still has piss in it from because Bob Wolf. So
Good job, good job.
Blaming Bob for that is crazy.
no, it was it's the inspiration. I'm not blaming him. He's the inspiration.
You're blaming Bob.
Oh
There are a lot of things that we can blame Bob for, but I don't think that's one of them.
No, I'm not blaming him. He's the inspiration. He's the inspiration. I don't obviously. So yeah, AJ, go ahead. Whatever you wanted to say. I didn't mean to.
I was just adding that part of it because that is something that I started to write about in my little thing, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was like, people know that. People know that, right?
I don't know, like when you brought the perspective of like all the things we didn't see in Arceus until we like know, with the context what they mean. That was eye opening for me. So
that's fair. I feel like I get caught in that a lot though. Like I'll have something in the front of my mind of like, oh, this is a thing that they usually do or don't do and blah blah blah. And everybody knows that because everybody also is a Pokemon fan. And then like I'll bring that up and people are like, oh no, I didn't even think about that. I'm like, oh, all right, well, I guess I should have mentioned it.
yeah, the flaw in your logic is that Pokemon fans are not rational. So when you're like, they're Pokemon fans, like you're giving them too much credit.
And see, I don't even necessarily mean it like that, right? Like, because I'm just as, if not more critical as like most Pokemon fans are and have been for longer than they started to be critical. Like I used to get a lot of pushback for being critical from the same people that are, complaining about trees and all that now.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like you gotta be logical here, especially since like for your own good. Like it's not even a like give them some slack. They're a small guy. They're not. But for your own good, you gotta be like logical. Like people want them to be Breath of the Wild. Let them try to be Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild didn't happen overnight.
That's a fact. You gotta let them grow into it.
I think it's always also important to remember that this is marketing. This is a game that's not done.
Yes,
absolutely.
I mean, it's probably mostly done at this point, but things can change even from this point on. And they're going to save the things that are potentially going to be the most hype-inducing until they get closer to the game.
Yep.
Go for it, Trev.
I was going to say what you were saying about they don't want you to focus on what they did or what they might be bringing back. They sometimes want you to focus on the new thing that they are doing. Like in this case, clearly the multiplayer and how that's going to change the game.
Mm-hmm. And they also like time out their shots. They're like, okay, we want people to continuously talk about this for the entirety of the rollout. So we want to pace it. We want to give like a burst of like, this is a super hype thing. Multiplayer is persistent. Everybody loved the Dynamax adventures. That was sick, right? We're doing an even better version of that. Focus on that. That is the headline here. And then next time around, that starts to bring up questions, and people are like, "Oh, well, can you do this, this, and that?" And it's like, "Guess what? You could do all the shit that you wanted to do. It's right here, Pog." And then they're like, "Also, here's another new thing,"
Yeah. It keeps the hype cycle going.
Right. It's like they drip feed it, and it is a very intentional drip feed.
Mm-hmm. No, hey man, you totally have changed my perspective. I literally the first thing I wrote was like let down with no expectations. I guess the multiplayer looks interesting.
The show notes are basically like, I hate this game.
I just, like I said, I had a set of expectations for things that I wanted to see them redo, but it doesn't, it's not in their interest to be like, here's all the things we're bringing back, you know? So yeah,
Right.
I get it. You have won me over 100%.
And to be fair, this is a lesson that
re-enthused.
I had to learn. I had to learn that lesson with Sword and Shield, because Sword and Shield, I had the same immediate reaction of like, damn, that sucks. We're not getting overrun. And this was before they even announced the wild area. Like,
Right.
And that's another thing to like call back to, like, yeah, they kind of did that, where like the initial reaction was like, damn, no overworld Pokemon, that sucks. And then they're like, hey, guess what? There are overworld Pokemon. And even then they like tempered expectations and like, but they're only here. And then when the game came out, they're like, we got you again, you dumb mother, you know. Like, so it's like, for sure, I definitely don't want to like dissuade people from being critical of if they do forego these like beloved new features and stuff like that.
Right.
But wait until the game comes out to do that, because we didn't even know about the Arceus UI until the game, like we were playing the video game. You know,
that's true.
It's people go into these trailers with the expectation formed by the game that they just finished, not the game as it was being presented to them before they were able to play it at all. You know?
Right, before they had the additional context of having played the game. Yeah, absolutely. It's hard to keep that in mind. It's hard to be a rational fan.
It's not.
It is when you're mentally 12, okay?
That's fair.
I'm good. There's very few Pokemon games that I have disliked.
That's fair. That's fair. You are a fan of menus, so
that's
true. I do. Menus.
They go back to
game. Big fan.
Yeah.
Big
See, but fan. It's just hard because Arceus was so good at like, even just like playing it again recently. I was thinking about how frustrating some of the tutorials, like where they were trying to focus on like the catching mechanic stuff, how frustrating going through that was. But then how many things were done well. Like obviously we talk about the shiny stuff, but like I remember my first encounter of like a wall, like a rock wall. I was like, this looks like I could break it, and I threw a Pokeball at it, and guess what? It fucking, my Pokemon came out and smashed it. I was like, this is well done. This is an example of like, you don't need a fucking pop-up to be like, oh, did you know? And by the way, and 3 menus later, it's like, god damn, I hate that shit. And that is so Pokemon to the core historically. Like, I don't want more of that. Like when BDSP came out, to break a rock, man, it's like 6 menus, and it's every time you want to break one rock, it's 6 menus.
Yep. And every time it's like, do you want to break this rock?
Let me break the fucking rock, bro.
Games that I disliked.
Yeah, so, but that's fair, especially considering, like, I mean, AJ, you say all the time, they had shit to work with, and so they gave you shit because that's what they had to start with. But it's frustrating knowing how much better the game could be to not take any of those innovations into consideration. Like, going back to BDSP made me appreciate Sword and Shield so much more.
Right.
Like, just being able to go from land to water with no menus. W. Big W.
Yeah, just the Rodon bike alone in Sword and Shield is hilarious.
Right. Right. That is, like, the fact that they did away with the Poketch thing entirely, because it's like, what even is this, you know?
Yeah.
Other than a means for fucking, like, to use dig and shit.
Also, nostalgia. It's like, hey, remember that game? We're making it again. It's just
you
like
guys loved it.
Before.
You're older now. You have disposable income. You don't have to ask your parents to buy it this time.
Facts.
The game that made me sell my DSi.
What's a DSi?
You don't know what a DSi is?
The second iteration of the third iteration? Oh yeah, Light. I forgot about the Light.
Yeah, third.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Damn.
Yeah, I was like, man, this Pokemon game sucks.
Damn, I didn't do all that. I remember that whole weekend of like, and even as a kid, I was like, damn, this game is paced terribly, because I beat the first 4 badges within a couple hours, and then the next 4 badges took me the entire next day, and I was like, wait, what?
It's so bad. As someone who plays a lot of RPGs, that is one of the worst paced RPGs of all time. Like big scale RPG. Like obviously, I'm sure there's garbage out there that I've never played, but like
you play long ones.
Yeah, like that's exactly. I would rather put 120 hours into Persona 5 or
Cringe.
almost any Final Fantasy.
Nah, he might be spitting. I'm not gonna lie.
And then return to Diamond and Pearl, which is even if you blow through it, a much shorter game.
Well, you don't like Ponyta?
Yo, not anymore. Not after that.
No, it turned Ponyta into Zubat. I might have been you who said that, but it really did. It turned Ponyta into Zubat, where it's like, damn, I'm sick of seeing this Pokemon.
I get that it's supposed to be a colder climate, but like, how did they think about balancing that game and having 2 fire types?
They didn't. So that's how they just didn't.
So bad.
They were like, fuck it.
But back on the currently coming out games, Trev has a note here that the new professors are cringe.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I had a great. I thought this was just a way to sum up the new professor cringe.
Okay. Like not them specifically, but how the internet has reacted to that.
Yeah. I just because I don't know. I think Pokemon Company and Game Freak is to blame on some level because they know what they're doing when they do this shit. They knew what they were doing
on purpose.
Yeah, right. They knew that the internet would react this way, and I just thought this was a great tweet. So it's the 2 professors sitting there, looking like they have some propositions for this young aspiring Pokemon trainer, I guess.
As I believe that the reply under says, "Big looking for a third energy."
Oh, is that what it says?
Yes.
Wait, where? I didn't see that.
At least the one that it showed up when I looked at this.
That's hilarious. Big looking for a third energy. Yeah, so the trainer's just saying, I'm flattered, but no thanks. Just the Pokedex, please. Because that is absolutely the energy that these 2 have. Mm-hmm. And like, yeah, you knew the internet, is going to take it too far, but the internet was always going to take it too far. That's what the internet does.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Pokemon is on record as like saying stuff about like eye candy for like the girls that travel with Ash and stuff like that. So like it's definitely intentional for them, but I don't think that it's intentional for them for it to be that far,
which is rough when those girls are also supposed to be like 11 to 14.
Exactly.
That's a fact.
But they're talking about 4 11-year-olds, like they're not when they do that, they're not like, hey, we really want to keep the freaking 20-somethings engaged with the new hotness. They're like, yo, we want to make the next 10-year-old crush or whatever. But even with that, I don't think that they're thinking like, oh man, we gotta make professors fuckable next time around. It's like we just we want them to be like easy on the eyes.
I think they want them to be hot. I think they're like, yo, we want it to be hot. Yeah.
Oh, but they have until they did Magnolia. We were on a pretty like steady trajectory of like, we're gonna keep making these professors as attractive as possible.
Yep.
And then it's like they got called out too many times and they're like, fine, here's an old lady.
Sure. Let's throw them off the set, and then Sonya is still there.
And then Sonya becomes a professor by the end of the game, and you're like, she's been walking around in like a midriff the whole game. I see what you're doing.
I'm not mad at what they're doing. I want to be clear. I'm just saying that the internet is playing a role. The internet is crazy. And Pokemon is also playing a role.
The first things that I got were that Professor Turo looks like Kit Ellis. That was the first thing that my Twitter was all about. Mm-hmm. It was like, that's fine. That's fine. And then the next day it was racy content, and I was like, ooh.
Very racy.
The first thing I saw was people saying that he looks like the Sigma meme guy.
Yeah, the Alpha Gigachad or whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh no.
I also already saw Smoliv. People are like, just wait, because they were showing all like the little Pokemon that start off like that, and then how they evolve into like these kind of sexually suggestive evolutions. At least when the internet gets a hold of them.
Got it.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't think that's not the majority of the, because like Oddish is that line, like that
Also-
category of Pokemon, like
Also, I'm sure that someone has like sexy Golem out there. So
yeah,
that's
yep.
it's just the
crazy.
internet being the internet.
That's like a Pokemon specific version of Rule 34. Like
Yeah. Oh, that's for sure.
yeah.
Don't the professors have fangs too? I don't know. Maybe.
Um,
I
not
think
both of them.
I think
Sada
Sada
does.
does. Yeah.
Sada has fangs.
Isn't she kind of like looking a little more primitive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of the vibe.
She's cave woman. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, she's cave woman,
professor.
Yeah.
And then we have the most important news.
I don't know
about
if
these
this is the
games.
most important news.
This is the most important news.
Please don't.
Venonat is in
Okay.
the deck.
Oh my god, yeah.
In the deck since Gen 2.
Representation.
That's crazy, guys. I just saw that and I was like, what? No way that's
See,
true.
This is
and I
why
was-
Dexit
oh.
never mattered.
It is
never
true.
mattered.
Yeah, but the thing is, Pokemon knew that this would get attention. That's why they went out of their way to show Venonat in the trailer.
Yep.
They're like, "Yo, Venonat! Damn, Alec, you drank that whole Chemex?
I only made like 12 ounces.
Jesus." But I love
I
it.
like coffee.
I also want to point out, and I don't think this is a spoiler. I'm pretty sure everybody's seen this. It's all speculation, but it is possible that the legendaries become ride Pokemon. That's kind of what it looks like.
Oh, 100%. They both have like
There's no way
saddles.
they don't.
Right.
They're literally made of wheels.
Does that not kind of seem like an Arceus move to you?
Not
that they weren't they weren't the legendaries, but the
first thing that Red brought
forms.
up was Latios and Latias and Oras.
Yeah, that's where my head went.
When did
'cause
you
I
get
assume,
them
like,
in the game?
You get them midway through the game. I don't know if you unlock soaring right away.
Because if it's
When
open
you get
world,
them?
right? If you're supposed to be able to go anywhere right away, nothing can be behind a barrier that you don't have access to yet. Then theoretically,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
mean,
Yeah,
so-
they feel, to take it to a place of RPGs, they feel like your most expanded version of like whatever your airship is. Like,
So it seems like you'd have
it's
to
the
get
end
it
of the
almost
game,
right away.
you can
then,
go
right?
anywhere. No, I
Yeah.
think they're
I feel like
rewards.
they're probably going to be like the like master cycle equivalent in this game, where it's like, okay, you're Paul, you're super good at this game.
Now-
Beat everything. Now go wherever you want easily.
Now that you walked everywhere, now you can get there a little faster.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, you can finally get to the battle frontier because you have a way to get there.
Yeah. Yep.
That's disappointing. I was hoping to get something early. I really liked in Arceus getting like Weird Ear early on, and just how much that opened up. Like,
If they just hand you God and they're like, here's God, go forth. Conquer.
You can ride God.
Well, but
you
no,
cannot
but-
take
yeah,
God.
but no, but that's how it worked. That's literally how Arceus worked. You didn't have a Weird Ear. You just had the ability to summon Weird Ear to ride around.
Yeah, but Weird Ear is not a god.
You don't know that this legendary is a god.
They are absolutely legend. They're legendary, so therefore they're gods.
Oh, is that? I didn't know it was a one
That's
to
how
one
it
that way.
works. That's how it works.
The one last thing that I forgot to put in the notes. Do we feel like there was enough shots of Pokemon out of Pokeballs around people to confirm following Pokemon, or
Just
just
for
like
sure following
in
Pokemon?
certain
Definitely,
instances?
yeah.
At least
For
in
sure.
some instances. I think it's going to carry throughout more than just there, but at least in those instances.
I think that shot alone of like the crossroads when it's like, I'm with my friends, go
Right.
do what you want to do, is enough to confirm that it's partner Pokemon.
And
People
that's
would be
pretty
pissed,
big
I think.
because we're seeing everyone's partner Pokemon.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So like, not only is my game model going to show up in your game, but whoever is my first Pokemon is going to show up in your game, and that's
And Shiny Ho-Oh for sure, yeah.
oh god.
Cringe. I hope
I
he's
apologize
not
everyone
included.
for giving that.
I hope that they gave Ho-Oh's spot to Venonat and
That's
Venomoth.
crazy. I'm hurting. I'm hurting
Good.
right now. Good.
Good. Oh wow. Rough stuff. All right. Any last Pokemon thoughts? Everyone?
Nope.
Not really.
Okay.
All right.
I might come back if you talk about something that angers me. I don't know if I'm in that mood though.
I appreciate
Bye.
it. Thanks,
All right, thanks,
AJ.
AJ.
Bye.
I was gonna comment at the beginning. I see that you left the chat open to only AJ.
Oh, you shouldn't. Nobody else knew that until you just said that, I think.
Fine. We'll make it cry about it later.
Yeah, I was like, AJ needs to retain the ability to jump in because somebody's gonna have to call us on our shit if we get too far.
It was great content. You know what? We weren't in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, AJ
just
jumping in
explained.
and us not being in trouble is huge. Let's go.
One up on the Wolf Den next week.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Alright. So we do have some more gaming news if we want to stay on the gaming topic.
Yeah, let's
this-
roll on into
This
the,
I do find less interesting though, to be fair.
Oh god, way less interesting.
Than the 1 3-minute Pokemon trailer.
And there was something like specifically targeted at me here, and I.
That's a fact. And you still find it less interesting. Let me pull it up on the screen so everyone. I'll just pull up a timeline, and then you can hit the parts that you find most interesting here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we're talking about obviously the state of play. I've got it. I've got it up on screen here.
Sony's really piss poor attempt at copying directs.
When there's not even any competition. That's what's crazy.
So bad. Yeah, I don't. Okay, so zombies freak me out. Like they make me uncomfortable. So I don't care about Resident Evil, which I feel like is the first big thing on here.
I mean, definitely, I think Resident Evil is a series I'd never got into, but I understand that a lot of people are very excited about it. So I'm excited for those people. I think Will Wolf is a Resident Evil guy, right?
Yes, Will Wolf is a big Resident Evil fan. So,
all right. So what excited you about it?
About Resident Evil?
No, about the Sony state of play.
Oh, there's literally one thing that I cared about in this. I will say Eternites is cursed. That game is immediately going to be gross. It was already gross in the trailer.
Can't imagine. I can't imagine looking over here what you could possibly be interested in.
The one thing.
Oh, the cat, the Stray, the cat game,
for sure. Stray.
Uh-huh.
You know, I'm happy for Street Fighter people. I think I'm happy for them. Did they
absolutely?
Like
that? I think that they at least like the idea of it so far, but I did see a lot of nerds complaining about, I think, clothing choices.
Okay.
There was some people complaining that like some of the women were wearing too much clothes in one of the games.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in Street Fighter.
Well, then I hope they all have parkas by the time it comes out.
Oh, wrong screen. I meant to move that back over here.
Good thing that more people can play Spider-Man.
Actually I think is the most W announcement is that Spider-Man's a good game. There was the parts where you were Spider-Man, at least, were very fun. They were well done. As much as it has been IGN'd to death, you do feel like Spider-Man when you're slinging around and webbing and whatnot. It's a fun game. I'm happy more people get to play it.
And it's a Sony game made by a now Sony studio coming to PC. That's right. Big.
That's big. That is for future. It's good news.
Yeah. So yeah, Final Fantasy.
You want to get to your
16,
W announcement? All right.
The reason I currently own a PS5 because I'm an idiot, and I bought one when the first trailer came out, even though I have been burned so many times by Square Enix.
Mm-hmm.
And they have been like, "Yeah, game's coming," and then like 10 years later, they're like, "You remember that game?"
That is on you. That's on you for believing them, though.
Twice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's on you.
At this simultaneously that was happening with two different franchises, Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts, the same time.
So it sounded like you are hopeful at the development staff that was announced.
Yeah. So the development staff here is a good set of people, especially with like watching the trailer. Mm-hmm. So for the producer, we have someone who's done. We have a lot of the Final Fantasy 14 team, which I'm not a big MMORPG fan. And I have avoided Final Fantasy 14 like the plague because I know the moment I start playing, I I won't exist to anyone else anymore because my life will just be Final Fantasy 14. And I can't
Beanscast being
become that
canceled.
person. Yeah, Beanscast would be canceled. Um, Main director, Final Fantasy V is one of my favorite Final Fantasy games, and I think it's severely underrated. Uh, Last Remnant was a really fun one-off game that Square did.
Mhm.
Um, and then down combat director. So the trailer, I, I'm iffy on the combat. I don't think Square. I'm less iffy now because of Final Fantasy VII Remake, but until then, I don't think Square had made the jump away from traditional JRPG well. They hadn't landed it yet. Uh, but this combat, it looks like you are one person and you is way more action oriented. So the fact that we have someone whose credentials involve Devil May Cry 5 is a good thing,
I
even
didn't
if it's
play
not
that
the
game.
type
The
of game that
combat
I
was
want to
good in
play.
that game.
The combat is good in that game.
Okay.
So that's good. Um, I prefer a traditional JRPG. Square has very much been like at this point basically said you're not going to get that in Final Fantasy anymore.
Hmm.
You can go to our other franchises for that. Uh, I Bravely Default basically exists for people like me who are sad that Final Fantasy is no longer a JRPG
Yeah, nerd, deal with it.
in a traditional sense. Yeah, basically. It's like buy this thing on the 3DS and shut up.
Yeah,
Um, so I'm excited by this. I thought the trailer was
definitely.
cool.
Does this count
Uh,
as the Kingdom Hearts talk? Because isn't there a relation between the two things? Should the timer be going this whole
I
time?
mean,
Oh,
yeah, I way blew past it. Uh, but I'm excited for this game still. I think
absolutely.
that it looks interesting.
Did it get an official
Uh,
release date?
it got a year. I think it got more than I think it said summer 2023. So
Okay,
we have a
so
season.
a series of months until it inevitably gets announced that it's being delayed again.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
you don't believe that a Square Enix game is out until you've been playing it for about 2 hours.
Right. Yeah, that's fair.
That's my never believe that it is a physical thing that you can play until you have been playing it
Yeah.
through the
It,
tutorial.
in your hands, not good enough. You need to actually have
No,
gotten
it's not.
through.
So
That's great.
I was excited about that. AJ in the chat, they said that the whole thing could have been a tweet thread.
Yeah.
Very much agreed.
Yeah.
They're pushing VR hard. I not a fan of VR.
Yeah. So I was just gonna bring that back up. They are pushing VR hard. That was like my
Yeah,
biggest takeaway.
the
Like,
VR, the PlayStation VR 2 comes out
and
sometime
Jesus
soon.
Christ, see this I hate so much, right? So Resident Evil Village is getting VR support for PlayStation VR 2. Get up and close and virtual with Lady D, who's just a fucking
Get up
exactly what you
all
think
in
it
those
is.
boobies.
Jesus Christ, man, like go touch grass, dude. I am so sad because you know that this is where like the internet was like hoping like, oh, maybe we'll get this and like booba. Oh. And
Mm-hmm.
like they're giving it to them. That's so cringe, dude. I hate that shit so much. The New Horizon VR looked so weird to me because I felt like so much of that game was like how immersive you feel through like the look of the game, and the VR did not look that good to me. So like you might be getting more immersed in that sense, but it doesn't look as pretty.
Yeah, I don't. I just didn't care about any of them.
Yeah, I have no interest in VR. VR in general doesn't interest me in terms of like a gaming experience. I could see different mediums being enjoyed in VR, like different movies and stuff. I could definitely see that. But as a gaming thing, like even the Oculus doesn't sound good to me.
Yeah, I mean, more and more, actually, kind of always, because I've always been more of a handheld game person. I prefer games to be a in and out experience, like
Mm-hmm.
really easily.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and VR is not. VR is intense. I'm sorry, I'm checking. AJ put in chat, do we have a PSVR 2 price yet? I don't think we do.
I
I don't
only
think we
see
have a price or a
speculation.
release date.
Speculation of $400, which I think is what the previous one released at.
But you have to have the console.
Yes.
So it's a $1,000.
Well, and that's the thing, is this the experience, and maybe it is, I don't know. VR doesn't interest me, but is it good enough that it's like better than the Labo?
Probably not.
I mean, like, I know the Labo is very specific in what you can do with it, but like if you add a head strap to that thing, the VR experience is very okay.
It would be so easy for them to market the next Switch as also a VR experience.
Exactly. I think that's something that they could actually try to transition into if they make a new Switch model.
Off Joy-Con, put in little head strap.
Done. I just think that's way too much of a setup cost, especially when PS5s aren't even like available. And there's still a chip shortage, so like what's going on here?
Yeah, and they're not going to be super available anytime soon.
No.
I think even this year is still a bad year to release your PS2, wow. Your PS5 game.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I mean, not that it fully Final Fantasy 16 is not out because it's not done yet. But
I'm gonna laugh when that game gets delayed for like 3 more years, and it actually comes out on the PS6.
I wouldn't be surprised. I'm trying to think.
Your ass is gonna buy a PS6 release day too.
Well, I mean, Final Fantasy 15 was supposed to come out on the PS3 when it was Final Fantasy 13 Versus.
So there's precedent for this, is what you're saying.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 was supposed to come out on the PS3.
Say Kingdom Hearts again. I'm starting the timer. I swear to God.
Okay. KH3 missed an entire console. So.
Don't test me. I'll do it.
Alec probably calls his PS5 the Final Fantasy station. Oh, I 100% buy PlayStation consoles for Square Enix. Like I will play other games and enjoy them. But this is a Square Enix box. That's the only reason it exists. If they started day and date releasing their big franchises also for Steam, I wouldn't buy a PlayStation ever again.
Would it be worth it to play it mobily if it came to Switch, or do you not think the Switch could handle it graphically yet?
I mean, no. I would have foregone buying Final Fantasy 15 if the Switch had been out that time and they released the Pocket Edition at the same time. I actually really love the like Final Fantasy 7-esque graphics of the Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition. I think it's hilarious and it's fun to play. And so if they were like, yeah, Final Fantasy 16 Pocket Edition, I'd buy it on the Switch.
Done. Sold.
And then I could sell this thing for at least 50% more than it cost me because it'll still be in short supply.
Yep. For at least, a while. The chip shortage is a thing that we're just dealing with right now and going to have to continue to deal with.
Barely used.
Also, AJ pointed out, imagine the $1,500 PS5 plus PSVR 2 bundles GameStop will limit their PS5 stock to when that starts to underperform. Like, it's going to limit what's available because the chip shortage is already so significant. And it is going to be like $1,000 to $1,500. I mean, something like that. Because they're going to include a game and a controller or what have you. And it's going to be just crazy expensive for just an entry point.
It's still not a thing. I feel like if Valve can't make VR happen in a big way, it's just we have one last option.
It could just be the technology isn't there yet, and that's okay. Yeah. We don't need to rush it to be there.
I mean, I think to me VR experiences work best on a device that is the VR device.
Mm-hmm.
Like phones and the Switch
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
have worked the best because there's no setup.
Right.
There's no, like, I'm not plugged into something in the back of my head.
Right.
I'm not stuck in this small area where I'm near power, where I'm near this. So I think until we have consistently VR devices that are just the device, it's not going to be a big thing.
The one caveat I've had to that where it was like a head thing that I was like attached to a thing was like at a Dave and Buster's, where it was a full on VR experience where it's like you have a fake gun and like you're doing the whole thing and you're fully immersed, and like that was a really unique experience. But also that's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. That's not made to be used in somebody's home. You know?
Oh, I think VR as like a thing at an arcade,
a destination, like an experience thing,
which is really cool.
Absolutely.
I mean, at this stage, I wouldn't touch anything that's been touched by that many people, but
that's fair. This was way before COVID. Yeah, this was way before COVID. I didn't even think about that.
Dave and Buster's even survived COVID.
Yeah, they did actually.
Okay, well, good on them. Good on them.
And Nate did put in chat that there are rumors of Square eventually being bought by Sony, so it wouldn't be completely inaccurate. Your dreams may.
There have been rumors of that. I think that those rumors are stupid and aren't actually watching. I think that Square sold what they're going to sell. They went, Western studios, we're not really using them. We're not doing them justice. Goodbye.
Interesting.
Which is really good, in my opinion, for Hitman and Tomb Raider fans. That Square was like, get out.
I didn't even know there were Tomb Raider fans anymore. I'm going to be totally honest.
Well, it's a pretty rough place to be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have a PlayStation 4. I have no interest in owning a PlayStation 5. So, like I said, the most exciting thing that I found was that the Spider-Man is coming to PC, and that doesn't affect me at all.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. It's good for everybody.
Yeah, I'm excited for people who haven't played it. But also, if you're like, oh, PC is the only way to game, then I don't like you as a person probably anyway.
Oh, then you need to
Bringing it back.
Bringing it back.
The next thing we had listed a topic about, we probably should have talked about earlier. I don't know how this got split up. Do you want, I can put it on screen and you can go off.
Go off. AJ might come back.
Yeah, AJ's going to jump right back in and tell you how wrong you are.
Be like, how wrong you are, Alec. How wrong you are.
I'm with it. With it. Somebody needs to tell you.
This is Megadramon and Gigadramon, but it could be Miraidon and Koraidon. Is that what their names are?
He deadass did come back.
He did. That's amazing.
Tell him, AJ.
The Digimon thing is dumb. Like, I'd be with you if they look like Digimon, like the angel MILF lady, like that type of shit, like the thing that's like, this could only be a Digimon. I'd be 100% with you. But the fact that there's always been Pokemon that are like at the razor's edge, like there's like Digimon that look like they could be Pokemon and Pokemon that look like they could be Digimon. Like Agumon, what the fuck is that? You know, like he could be a Pokemon. But
I agree. I think the only thing that really actually does it for me is how vehicle they look. Is the fact that like
they do look
the
mechanical.
red guy has a freaking wheel in his chest that is a tire, and then that the blue one is
has jets,
sitting
right?
on jet engines. Yeah. Like that's the only thing to me that really.
Blastoise has always existed, and he's a tank.
He is a tank.
Yeah, Blastoise is a bad Pokemon though. That kind of a Digimon.
It is a bad Pokemon. I agree. See, this is the thing. Like, I think that these Pokemon look fine, but don't get me wrong. I think
these ones on screen right now, particularly.
I think no. I think a lot of the Digimon that are Pokemon that look like Digimon look like garbage. But like most of the time they still end up looking more like Pokemon. Like the test that we did with Youth, who has never seen a Digimon
She did get
in her life.
like
Most
80-something%.
Yeah, was still able to be like, this is Pokemon design language and this is Digimon design language.
Also,
And they're
we need to
different,
make
that's
a harder
fair.
test.
Yeah, that's true. Being like, this is Ash's lovable sidekick. I wonder which one this is.
Was super cringe. Yeah, that first
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a hard opinion on this either way.
Well,
I don't have a hard opinion on this way. Let me pull up the second one. Oh, I thought this one was actually good though. This I can get with. This is definitely where they drew their inspiration from.
I don't know that I agree, but
the one from Timmy Turner, and the Fairly Odd Parents for sure.
Timmy Turner.
They drew inspiration from that. That's a fact. And then I don't remember what this one's from. I'm not gonna lie.
They're both
Fairly Odd Parents.
Oh,
that's the same bike. He's just angry.
Damn, dude. 25 year. Well, when did that show stop? I'm gonna say 20 years of extracurricular activities. Not doing the brain so hot. That's okay. Calm down, Alec. Don't laugh at me. But I do think that this is where they're getting their inspiration from. And if we're being honest,
I'd have to see how they operate and what they look like.
Damn, it's gonna be a dragon fire type. It's gonna be a dragon fire type. It's gonna look exactly like this. I'm telling you.
I'm interested to see if they have like an actual vehicle mode, or if you just sit on them.
Like a transformer.
Yeah, like a transformer.
Like literally like a transformer, right? I mean, that's basically that's what it would be.
No, I just mean like if they like change shape in any way, which happens in Pokemon sometimes too.
Yeah, there's some Pokemon that
like your favorite fucking Pokemon, Zygarde.
That's a fact. No, but that's different.
Not my favorite Pokemon.
Don't lie to me, Alec.
Zygarde transforms. That's different. I think
that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, but I don't think that they're going to transform. I think it's going to be more like readjust their like how their stance is to like be better suited to.
Like they're just gonna lay down.
Yeah, exactly. Like lay down, maybe stretch their leg back or something. You know, like that type of situation.
The one's gonna wrap its tail around so it forms the back wheel better.
Yep.
I could see it, but go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I would say there has to be a little more adjustment than that, I think. Just because if you look at it, I think the faces are like so close to where the wheel wells are. Like, I guess they could just move the heads up a little bit.
Pull their neck back.
Yeah, I guess. You just gotta like this. Go like straight up like that. Yeah, I guess.
Oh, yeah, they pull their neck back, and then the trainer like wraps their arms around their neck. Like how Ash holds on the Charizard.
They actually look like they've got handles. Yeah.
Yeah, the like pieces coming off their like shoulders. Yeah, those are the handlebars.
Those could be the handlebars. Yeah.
And they both clearly have saddles.
Yep.
That's spiky. That's not a saddle. Oh, maybe it's like it's flat and spikes out on the sides.
No, like okay, so it's
Lapras
easier
has
to see
a saddle and it's kind of spiky.
Yeah, it's easier to see on Miraidon. That piece coming off like its ass is the back of those seats.
I got you. Oh, so this is the back. Yeah, that's where your back is going to be up to.
Yeah.
I got you.
These are fully bikes.
And not fully phallic. I'm already sick of people saying that.
Yeah,
it's the one angle.
Everybody needs to calm down.
It's just like I saw that one of the replies to that shows like all the other Pokemon that are vaguely phallic, and they like had like Charizard in there. It's like, all right, y'all are stretching it. Like
I saw Mewtwo in there too. It's like, sure, you can just because you can draw a dick within the confines of it doesn't mean it is phallic.
Yeah.
Imagine just going on the internet and admitting that your penis looks so weird.
Facts.
I'm gonna start using that as an insult. You Mewtwo dick looking ass. Oh my
You gotta
god.
I'm
clarify
surprised
whether
nobody made that
X or
QRP.
Y.
I'm surprised nobody was like, y'all need to see a doctor.
Yo, I did see somebody say something like, "If your dick
Yeah,
looks like
someone-
this, please go to a doctor."
Someone did in your very Discord.
Oh, well, I didn't.
Oh yeah, because Justin was big on they're phallic. And I was like, I don't think they're phallic, bro.
Justin's always see. Justin low key hates Pokemon.
He might actually hate Pokemon. That's true.
Yeah,
I think he just thinks he
was
could do
like,
it
if
better.
Your penis looks like this, go to a doctor.
Justin just hyper hipster. Like he like fell in love with the idea of Pokemon as a Dragon Quest inspired thing.
That's why he calls them
him
monsters.
falling in love. Yeah, exactly. Rather than him liking it as its own like individual. Like to me, like when I think of Pokemon, they're Pokemon. Like I know that like the etymology of the word is like pocket monster. I understand that, but never have I ever thought to be like, oh, the monsters. You know,
the monsters I put in my pocket.
Yeah, they're Pokemon. Like, but for him, they're monsters that go in your pocket.
Yeah, for sure. That's hilarious. So we did have a question, Alec. This one is pretty geared towards you regarding this. So from Sardi, with Digimon legendaries making it into the latest Pokemon generation, how long until they have a proper collab?
I think the proper collab already happened. It's called Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Damn.
Every beast is a Digimon.
Damn.
That's not true. It's not true. Never. There's no way there's ever gonna actually be a Pokemon Digimon collab.
Yeah, like why? Like
it's not beneficial, I feel like, to either of them.
Yeah.
Even Digimon, which is a much smaller franchise, I don't think that's the right move for them.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't think Digimon is smaller because people don't know what Digimon is.
No, it's smaller because it sucks.
Smaller because people don't care about Digimon.
Yeah,
and I don't mean no one cares about Digimon. I mean the people that know don't care about Digimon.
Like, I want to be very clear, Alec. Nobody cares about Digimon.
Obviously, it has a fan base, but
it has a fan. You were so close.
No, I know at least 3 Digimon fans.
They're all Alec. No, you're right. Alec, Red.
I know Alec. I know Sierra. I know Ian. Red. That's 4. That's 4 Digimon fans.
Nah, 3 of those are Alec.
No,
wait,
2 of them are Alec.
Red in the Digimon fans? Because that doesn't. No, that's not.
Oh, he's not. All right. Well, then it's 3 then.
Let's go.
3. There's 3 Digimon fans.
He knows of Digimon because he's marrying me. That's it.
That's fair. That's fair.
To be fair, that's also why he knows of Pokemon. But at this point, I feel like he's a bigger Pokemon fan than I am. So.
That's a W.
That's a win. That's a win for mankind.
Everyone.
I pulled up a photo of Ultra Beasts, and these are pretty cringe.
We're gonna rate them on a scale of most Digimon to least Digimon.
I don't get Digimon vibes from them though.
No, there's only a few.
I could see Buzzswole being a Digimon.
Stack Attack is a Digimon, absolutely.
Yeah, I could see that.
Is a Digimon.
But Stack Attack needs like a gun, and Buzzswole needs like a sword.
Yeah, Celesteela. Yeah. If you actually saw it using the arms as their cannon, their cannons.
If you gave Buzzswole Kartana as a weapon, now you got a Digimon.
What is the mantis's name? I don't remember this.
Pheromosa?
Yeah, Pheromosa. Pheromosa was like 20% more sexualized. It would be
if she was
no.
Yo, if she had cleavage.
Yeah, if she had like
what I.
If she had like if she had like 8 cups and a BBL, like she would be a Digimon.
Oh my god. Yeah, if she had the low punny body.
If the clown one, if it had an actual face,
then it would be Nightmare Fuel.
Yeah, then it's a Digimon. I think is it Naganadel? Is that the Poiple evolution? I think that's not very far off either. Just if it looked more metallic, maybe.
Yeah,
machine.
The thing about I think that Pokemon, I think that's like one of the like Agumon.
Yeah, it's like a borderline. It could be
Yeah.
it could be either.
Yeah.
Yeah, Agumon could evolve in like to Tyrannotrum or whatever.
That's a fact.
Agumon does initially evolve into Tyrannomon.
Cringe. So they're just stealing
Original
Pokemon
manga.
from the future. That's crazy.
That's a fact.
That's crazy
Yeah.
that Digimon would do
But-
that.
But the creators of Digimon mastered time travel, and they used it only to steal from the Pokemon.
Why would that surprise you? They're digital freaks.
Facts.
I feel like they would be more successful if they had actually done that.
No, because they were like, oh, Porygon's obviously going to be huge. They tried to cop and steal that idea, and then they didn't count on the whole seizure thing, and Pokemon using Porygon as a scapegoat.
Framing them. Facts.
They weren't planning on that.
I can't even think of a Digimon that reminds me of Porygon.
Porygon is the first Digimon.
That's a fact. He's a digital capsule monster. Or,
Literally.
not capsule anymore. Pocket. You know, he goes in pocket.
He goes in the pocket.
Digimon don't go in your pocket.
Yeah,
This
but
one did.
Porygon does. He's the missing link.
He's the missing link.
He is. He deadass is.
Okay, but I like Digimon and I don't like Porygon. So...
That's a personal
That's
problem. I don't
cringe.
know. That's
Yeah, that's
yeah. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, that's my fault. Got it.
Yeah.
As long as we can all agree.
Uh,
All right. I think that was all the Pokemon stuff we have.
yep.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
going
'cause
to
this
camp
should've been-
for a little bit because I don't know. You might bring up something else that makes me want to spring in that. Like the PlayStation shit, I was like, I don't know. I have thoughts.
That's fair. Oh, I need a link to send to AJ there. All right,
Oh, that's
so
okay.
we do have
You
to
can
for
do it if you
transition.
wanna- Oh, did you already set that up? I could.
I have something set up. Yeah.
Okay, cool. We can do that if you
He
want.
was
have to
ready.
f-
He was
I have
ready.
to find.
I'm always ready. I'm in the same room.
Let me do the
As I-
thing. All right, let me do this
As
then.
my setup. Cool.
Because I have to. Here, I am going to put up. Alec, why don't you transition us to our next topic while I get the link
Okay.
to AJ?
You go right ahead. Well, our next topic. Needs visual aids.
Let me put it up. I have this up.
Okay, good. Proud of you. We're gonna talk about rainbow washing, because that's our favorite thing to talk about.
Oh, is this rebrands taken
For
taking control
June.
of June?
Yeah.
Yep.
Pride Month.
Absolutely.
Didn't you know
Yeah.
all these corporations are super gay?
Only in
Uh,
June though.
Only
Yeah.
in June. Only
They're
one
gay
month
now.
a year.
They're
It's
gay
the
now,
only
guys.
month where it's okay to be gay.
Temporarily. Yeah, it's
Temporarily.
Yeah, right.
That's okay.
As long as you communicate that it's temporary.
This is temporary gayness. Chipotle, very gay. Didn't you know? Homo estad. That is so bad.
Yeah, no, that's terrible.
I want to
That
be
is-
clear, and I marked
that
this
is-
in the
Wait, is that
sheet.
real?
It's
Is this
2015. It's from 2015. It's real. It's from 2015. I have the
That's
actual
terrible.
tweet pulled up. They have not deleted
That is-
it. This is from 2015.
That is a hate crime.
Yeah, no, that's terrible.
They thought that was a good idea. I want everyone to be aware of that.
That is a hate crime.
They were like, yo, this is a W.
This is good. We did the right thing. Just, nope, not at all. But yeah, we have lots of them.
Here, but yeah, I'll pull up another one here.
Yeah.
Let's talk. Oh, here, let's do this. We can do this one next. I didn't. There's like ones that you can do for all of like the companies that are currently virtue signaling, but I didn't want to have to independently verify all of them, and I didn't feel comfortable just stealing somebody's list and assuming they were all correct because people get shit wrong all the time.
Paramount, super gay. Super gay. Does anyone have Paramount Plus?
I
don't
do.
think so.
That's how I
don't
noticed
know.
actually,
Of course you do.
is because I went to open Paramount Plus and I was like, these sons of bitches.
I mean, I guess at least they currently have a show that has some some gay people in it?
Oh, well, when we talk about, companies leaning into being gay, I don't think anybody personifies being gay more than Experian, the credit reporting agency.
Oh, God. I didn't even know what this was.
Yep.
That's terrible.
Experian is gay now.
Fake, everybody.
Yep.
Credit scores are fake.
Well, I mean, but, we should be fair to the other credit reporting agencies. TransUnion's also gay now.
Credit reporting
is
fake.
The password was incorrect.
That's crazy. Did you put the underscore?
Yes, I copy and pasted it, in fact.
Did you remove the word password?
No. I mean, yes. I mean, I didn't have to. I just scrubbed over where it said the password and copy paste.
So Trev typed it in wrong.
You don't know that?
You might have typed it.
You've done it to me.
Oh, yeah.
Let me see if it's not capital or something.
It could be a not capital thing.
Well, while you two are figuring that out,
it's 100% a not capital situation.
Okay, let's all stop being so judgmental, please.
You want to throw up the video game one, because I thought that was hysterical.
Oh, okay. So I didn't see that one yet.
To be clear, I don't give the audio for this. Correct?
Correct. You're just in the Discord. Yep.
You got to do like some cropping and stuff, unless you want my my iMac camera.
That's a good point. How are we gonna do that?
Oh my gosh.
I can give you my iMac camera. That's all. That's also an option.
Okay, well, while they're figuring this out, I really love all of these like super evil corporations being on here, and then also Nestle, because they are one of the most evil corporations on the planet.
I did see a really good one, because what these don't personify overarching is how many of these companies do this but then still donate money directly to either causes or politicians who have direct anti-LGBT sentiments.
Yeah. I just this graphic made me laugh, and then
absolutely
Nestle was still on there, and it made me laugh more.
Absolutely.
Like Engine and LexCorp and Skynet and the Umbrella Corporation all being on.
That's hilarious.
It's great. It's perfect.
If we do this.
Oh, they got the Red Ribbon Army on there.
Yeah, Red Ribbon.
Yo, AJ's on screen now. Let's go.
Oh, it's a W.
We did it. Oh, look at that.
This is with my not good camera.
Quality's looking pretty good. I don't know.
W Apple then, I suppose.
Yeah, that's true. That's Apple for you. I didn't know the Umbrella Corporation was a real company. That sounds.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see. Never mind. I misunderstood. Wait, Aperture is a company though.
I think that's for
That's the what portal.
That's supposed to like. Yeah.
Oh, is that so? They actually took a real company. The game took a real company and changed the.
Is that their logo? I don't think that's.
Yeah, I think it is. It's an Aperture ring. Is it not?
I don't
if it's
know.
not, then I could be wrong. I don't use Aperture gear, to be fair.
Yeah, same.
Their shit's expensive.
Just straight up, because I mean, Aperture is like. I'm sure there's a few companies that have a variation of that.
Yeah, it is. Their name. Yeah, that's fair. Especially if you do any sort of photography, anything. What's funny is
they have Nestle on here, so there's probably a few that they just threw in here that are legit companies to like.
Yeah.
Be like, LOL.
That's what I'm saying. Because that's what Alec was saying. Is like, yeah. Go ahead.
No, I think Nestle's the only like real one. Everything else is like a movie or a video game.
Let me look up Aperture.
They fake. They're evil.
Mom's friendly robot company.
That's hilarious. Is that Futurama?
I'm trying to like. Now my framing is bothering me on your podcast.
Damn.
It's fine.
I knew it was gonna happen. I like my little bar.
Oh yeah, because I didn't freaking crop your One on this
for
this one.
It's fine.
No, Alec, it's not fine.
I know it's not fine for you, but it's fine for me.
Fine.
I know it's definitely not fine for AJ. I am fully aware. I am the most chill person on screen right now in this regard.
That's a fact. I refuse. We have the technology.
True, we do. We do have the technology.
You have the technology.
I fixed it. It's done.
W.
Proud of you.
Oh, so yeah, this was a funny tweet. I do love to see all the companies just kind of taking advantage of, June. I think we showed the Experian one earlier, but that was only one of their accounts. They have another one that they made another flag pride logo for. So they actually have two different pride logos that they're using now. Love to see it. Hashtag together, we make progress.
It's so beautiful. So beautiful. They could make some really great progress for a lot of people.
By fucking
not existing.
By acknowledging that it's fake?
That what they do is not real, and it is just there to disenfranchise poor people.
Yeah, it's literally a scam to fucking keep poor people poor. That's crazy.
Crazy.
That's a fact. Also, speaking of framing, the framing on their profile picture is terrible.
It is terrible. Look at that. Experian is cut off. That's atrocious.
Like, if you're gonna hey, maybe that's intentional. Maybe they're like, hey, the pride is more important than our logo.
We're taking the L on this.
The majority of the,
But they
That's
went
hilarious.
through the effort of making their own version of the flag, because the flag that has those colors on it isn't all stripes like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And again, they made two different logos. Yeah. Also, Ben just put this in chat, but this is a good one too. Los Pollos Hermanos from Breaking Bad, showing their pride representation.
It's good.
I was at a Walgreens yesterday, and they have like an electronic vehicle charging station, and literally the video that thing was playing was a pride, like powering everyone together, pride. I was like, what the fuck, dude?
What the hell? Yeah, when you treat people like a novelty instead of like humans, you can do whatever the heck you want.
Especially like with a lot of these companies, like where their money goes, like they'll like change their logo to a pride flag and then like invest
Donate
in
money.
like anti-gay propaganda and all
directly.
This bullshit.
Absolutely. A lot of people. So I didn't have the time to do the research necessary to like start calling companies out directly, but a lot of people point out too that this pride virtue signaling, which is what it is, will be done in America, but they won't do that in other countries. They'll like very directly like not talk about it in countries where it might not be as favorable to them, which is just capitalist bullshit.
It's because it's favorable to them. It's not because
exactly
they care that they think that people are like, oh man, I really stand with this company and they align with me well, so I'm going to spend more money with them.
Yep,
yeah,
they care about my morals.
Coca-Cola is gay now, so I'll buy a Coke today.
Yo, I saw they put the flag on the can, so if you don't buy it, you're anti-gay. So
you are homophobic.
Yeah,
it's
if you don't buy this Coca-Cola, you're less gay. What do you want to do? What are you gonna do, man?
Balls into your court, bro. But so like this is actually, I was really proud of that. Portland. This is from this year. Portland's Pride Parade rejected JP Morgan's offer to sponsor this year's festival, citing concerns over the bank's donations to politicians who support anti-LGBTQ causes.
That's a W.
That's a huge W.
Even went through to verify that is a W.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, I mean, prides. So a lot of, I don't know how many Pride Parades you guys have been to, but there's always like a few bank floats.
Absolutely, there are. Yep.
Because it's like, here's the people that bankrolled this.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's you always see like the Bank of America float with like 4 employees.
Yep. And they always they have them stationed by directly how much you're donating usually. So bank ones usually try to donate a lot to be upfront.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's huge. Like, way to go.
Absolutely.
Also, yay for Portland not having to see a JP Morgan float.
Yep.
Yeah,
so, and the article directly cites the story said America's largest bank by assets was one of 25 corporations that collectively spent more than $10 million since 2019 to back members of Congress who are in support of anti-LGBTQ legislation. It's great. Like, I don't want your fucking money. We don't need your money. I do appreciate that they did give them a path forward. They said, like, look, just because we are telling you no this year doesn't mean we won't work with you in the future, but you need to show us what you've done to do better.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's great, because take their money. Fuck corporations. Take their money.
Right.
But don't advertise for them if they are actively, being pieces of shit.
Because they use that shit to be like, we're not anti-gay. We
Exactly.
gave money to gays.
Exactly.
Like,
It's big. My best friend is Black Vibes. It's
Yeah,
the same
exactly.
thing.
Yes. I know a homosexual and I don't hate them.
Therefore, I can't be gay. It's like, did you guys see that woman who went on Fox News to complain that critical race theory taught her son to think that she was a racist because he won't do chores anymore? I'm like, yo, this just sounds like a teenager who's got a dumb mom. I'm sorry, but you did this to you.
Facts.
You did this to you. Yeah, you want to throw up the Disney one? The Alex Hirsch tweet?
Yes, absolutely.
So I don't know if everyone has seen Gravity Falls, but this is the creator of Gravity Falls, and he has gone on record multiple times since the show finished of being like, I tried to throw so much shit in that show that they cut because, they don't want to lose money in Russia and China.
Yep.
And then we've got this from Disney Plus, or just from Disney in general, but like Disney Plus currently has like a whole like Be Gay banner, which is also hilarious because they're one of the biggest shows they're pushing with that is Love Victor, which they refused to put on the first season once it was done filmed on Disney Plus because they thought it wasn't family appropriate, and so they put it on Hulu instead.
Oof.
And so now they're like,
love to see
oh no, final season of Love Victor premiering on Disney Plus. And it's like, remember when you were like, no, just this high school kid being gay
That's too much.
Is not family friendly.
No, it's offensive. Think about the Christians, Alec.
Try not to.
Fair.
I try not to. Yo, but if you don't, then they're being discriminated against because you specifically don't care about them. Oh my God, I didn't see Alec put this in chat. Yeah.
Oh, dude. The
Nancy Reagan.
Oh yeah, the Nancy Reagan thing.
This is crazy.
This is legitimately a hate crime. Thank you, Joe Biden.
Unveiling a Nancy Reagan stamp during Pride. That's crazy.
During Pride. Nancy Reagan stamp during Pride.
Oof.
Like, thanks.
Just never forget. Yeah, never forget. Democrats suck too, guys.
True.
Speaking of, wait, let me confirm. Yeah, happy anniversary of Reagan's death, everybody.
Oh,
Yeah, I saw
W! Let's go! Beanscast is celebrating!
Happy anniversary of Ronald Reagan's death.
That's amazing. I thought the world felt lighter today. That's great.
Pride Month killed Reagan. And
yo, I bet that stupid motherfucker is pro-life too. And then he died. What an idiot.
Yeah, what a dumb motherfucker.
What an idiot.
And he should stay alive to be pro-life.
That's fucking L, dude. Alec, where did you, because you put a lot of things in here. I didn't have time to go through all of them. Where did you want to go from here?
I mean,
the Bible one, Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah. You know what? Let's go Sodom and Gomorrah because it's tangentially related.
Do
you want to pull up the first one in that?
Okay.
In order.
Yep.
So
the page doesn't exist. Where did you link me? Where
did I link you?
Yep, you linked me. No, you did it. It's user error. I have those.
Okay, got it.
Everybody shut up. Everybody shut up.
Good job. Proud of you, Trev.
So at least the second one that I can vouch for.
So there was a little like a drag queen show for kids, and this guy was like, "This is America today makes Sodom and Gomorrah look like it was inhabited by Puritans," because a lot of Christians who don't actually read the Bible like to think that Sodom and Gomorrah is all about homosexuality and that's why it was bad, which is not true if you actually read your Bible, as someone who has read their Bible many times.
Is it because of the low intellectual leap it takes to go from Sodom to sodomize? Is that literally?
Well, that's why the word exists.
Okay.
But
that's then it's okay. Go ahead.
We'll get to why they go to it.
Okay.
Second, we're going to talk about the actual sins of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Okay. Yeah, you're gonna have to.
What
teach
are the actual sins? Because the actual sins of Sodom and Gomorrah are peak irony for right-wing Republicans.
I think I have it pulled here.
So the actual sin, the guilt of your sister Sodom, she and her daughters had pride, excess of food, and prosperous ease, but did not aid the poor and needy.
Damn.
And did abominable things before me. Therefore, I removed them when I saw it.
Oof.
So
the actual sins of Sodom and Gomorrah are the sins of the Republican Party.
Damn.
Austin.
Oh, like continuously.
Continuously.
That's crazy.
No, we don't want refugees.
Revoke freaking food aid for poor children.
Don't tax the rich and redistribute that wealth to help other people.
Babies don't matter.
Well, babies, the thing about it is that they don't contribute much to society, and that's fucked up. They're leeches.
Yeah, that's the fact. Only like the thing that's crazy is like when they actually are leeches being born. They're fine. They're totally.
That's
okay.
Totally big fetus fan. Literally, yeah. Literally, that's crazy. That's crazy.
We can skip the next one. It's just the Bible definition of abomination doesn't talk about gay sex. By the way, homosexuality was not a word that existed when the Bible was written.
That's a fact.
But the last one in there that I've got, a little about Lot, is the reason people always go to homosexuality.
Do you want me to pull that?
Sodom and Gomorrah? Yeah, pull it.
Okay.
So it's a thread that explains basically the one moment of perceived homosexuality when you read the Bible in Genesis that has to do with this. Is these horrible men that live in this city that eventually God's like, fuck y'all, and raises the place, try to rape some angels. And those angels are male presenting. And instead Lot's like, no, rape my daughters. How about that? Don't rape the angels. They're angels. Rape my daughters.
Damn.
Yeah. And then they get their dad drunk and they sleep with him and they have his kids. And that's the Bible.
Yo, so people like textbooks are a no, but this is what we need to be teaching the kids.
Yo, because God.
Yo, God said it was fucking pog to rape dad, so it's cool. Jesus Christ.
When he says it's fine, it's fine.
Yeah.
So it's just one of the many moments of like, but did you actually read the book?
No.
Because the book isn't talking about homosexuality. The book is talking about idolatry and adultery and hoarding of things and not giving to the poor. Like, that's why Sodom and Gomorrah is raised in the Bible. Not because some man likes a man.
But that's the shit that tell me that I gotta read the book to change my worldview. Nah, no, I want to use the book to try to like criminalize everything that I don't think is cool. You know, that's what I want.
That's, to be fair, that's what their ancestors and their ancestors and their ancestors did. So, and got away with it.
It's a fact.
So that's all they know.
Reading is crazy. Just, threaten the implications of, hey, I read it. Trust me, you don't want to read, but I read it, and it says that what you're doing is not cool.
That's true.
Don't check, though.
Don't check because it's a lot. You don't want to read it. This is too much. It'd probably give you a headache.
That's why for so long
I did it.
Like so many religions were just straight up like, yo, if you're not a priest, you can't read this because you're not gonna, you're not gonna understand it in the way that I'm gonna understand it, and then you're just gonna get stuff wrong, and then you
don't have the context. Yeah.
So like,
that's just so insane to me.
Oh yeah, the Old Testament is weird as shit.
There's
weird as shit.
There's a good clip that was going around of I think somebody I think they have a TikTok or whatever called The Good Liars. But they were like going around to some Florida school district who was like trying to get certain books banned. And they were like, yeah, so I found this one book about like there's rape, there's incest, there's murder. Shouldn't we fucking ban that? And they were like, yeah, absolutely. And like, Bible, ban it, quick, co-signed. Because like it's crazy the shit that's in there that like, again, if you take the time to actually read it, it's insane.
Yeah, it's a lot. And it is misquoted all the time.
Constantly.
All the time.
Well, and more people have died in the name of my God, than fucking anything else. Yo, my God knows. You believe in God? Yeah, I believe in God. You believe in my God? No, fuck you. Dead.
Yeah.
Thanks. Then you don't.
Then you don't. That's not the right God. Wrong answer. 1 out of 2.
Right.
1 out of 2 equals 0 out of 2.
That's a fact. In fact, negative points.
Negative points. L plus ratio plus you're burning in hell.
Yeah, this is just one of those things that, like, I saw it on Twitter shortly before because I saw Sodom and Gomorrah trending and I was like, oh, this can't be good.
I saw it was trending too. I didn't realize this was why. Yeah.
Your first thought wasn't that this was fantastic? You weren't like, oh, Sodom and Gomorrah is trending. I'm sure people are having a very, like
thoughtful discussion,
thought-provoking conversation.
Well, I'm like the reason of it trending is just like some drag queens put on a fun show for some kids. Like what?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What?
I just get so mad because the people who want to be so pissed off about stuff like that, because like they're sexualizing these kids, which is first of all not a thing that's happening, but also those are the same people that buy like little baby clothes that say like future lady killer, and it's like you're actually sexualizing the kids right now by doing that, but it's heterosexual facing, so you're okay with that.
Yeah.
That's insane to me, dude, because that's actually happening. It's just not in the way that you think it's happening. Oh, Alex, you cut out. Or Alex. Yep. Oh my God, I said Alex.
Oh, you did that.
L. Somebody kill me. It's honestly, it's because it's Lumix in his camera, and that's all I see now.
No, of course, sure.
That's why. I saw the X. It's fucking with my brain. That's what RP says every time. That's true.
How dare. Being stupid. Why are you being
if
stupid?
I do Alex, is that going to time out RP? No, I just responded to RP. Cool.
We're going to go... Unfortunately, we're going to go to Crappy Cam, which is going to mess with Trev's stuff.
Nope, you're cropped in. You're okay.
Perfect.
It's not great, but
sorry, everyone.
Nice.
Why did that happen?
I did want to bring this up, too. I don't know if... I don't know exactly how to feel about this. I'm not going to lie. Because the NFL is another virtue signaling facing company. And I don't think the NFL is very gay-friendly in their history.
Absolutely not.
No.
But... not to give them too much credit, but rather than just do the flag, they actually wrote up a thing, and they talk about where they spent money to actually help bring awareness to LGBTQ issues.
How much money?
That is not mentioned, and that was the first thing that I thought too. I was like, y'all take $1 and split it amongst all these organizations.
What did you actually do?
But, hey, is this not better than just changing your fucking icon to a rainbow flag?
I mean, it's better, but is it
better?
Good?
No, it's not good. It's like what we talk about on stream, right? Yo, audio's better. Okay, is it good or is it just better?
Yes, absolutely. I hate when people do that. I hate when it's like, it's better. Because that immediately makes me think it's still bad.
Yeah. Is it fixed or no? But like I said, like compared to TransUnion and Experian, at least this is something, It's and I mean, I don't know if this is a credit thing or not, but they didn't change their Twitter avatar. Rather than change the avatar, they tweeted what they've been doing.
They
I don't
tweeted
like
what they would have changed their avatar to.
That's a fact. They gave you a logo, correct?
Yeah.
And I will say, they pinned it. Good for them. The reception, as you can imagine, to the NFL tweeting a bunch of gay shit, it's not been exactly kind.
I'm sure it's been great.
Burning jerseys right now.
Exactly. And like, I don't know. I would rather a company do something like this and stand behind it and be like, no, this is where the money's going. I would much rather, AJ, you nailed it. How much money, right? Tell me how much money you're donating. Is it $10,000 to each organization? Because it could probably be a lot more than that. You guys aren't hurting for money. You're right.
Be a lot more than that. If you're see, the thing is, like, I want bare minimum for you to go like the letter below what you're worth. Like, if you're a multi-billion-dollar corporation and you're not investing million, I don't want to hear it.
I like that. Like, I like that as a general like scale. Like, yo, if your profits start with a B, you need to be donating an M.
Exactly. Because a lot of times we're donating $250,000. Oh, right. So you're donating yesterday's profits? Oh, okay, cool.
Right.
Cool.
See, it's like when people it's like when I forget which one of the Kardashians, but one of them had like a makeup artist get into like a pretty serious car accident, and they did like a crowdfunding GoFundMe thing. And it's like, well, people were defending her. Well, she shouldn't have to donate $100K. $100K to her is like 7 cents to you. Stop defending a billionaire, dude. Like, this is insane.
It's not donating. It's making up for the fact that she doesn't
pay her makeup artist well. Insurance. Right, exactly. This is also your health insurance.
Like, if anything, all that does is like hope. Like, you're hoping that you duck a lawsuit because, like, the immediate thought isn't, oh, I'm going to sue you and like make way more money than this. It's like, oh, I'm so grateful you use your community,
your platform,
me. Like, yeah, exactly.
Absolutely, I can't stand that shit. So I'm with it. The fact that they're not showing like the dollar amount, absolutely. Could it be better? Yes, but I think at least it's a start. And then, so when we started talking about this too, Alec was real quick to bring up, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, Alec, but you were talking about when you were younger, how young Alec would have loved to see, and even if it is virtue signaling, you would have loved to see any of this.
Yeah, I think it's important to like not always be cynical, which is
absolutely
difficult. It's difficult.
Yeah.
But the fact that like some little kid out there is going to see everything be rainbow colored for the whole month. And that's going to be important. Even maybe some adult may see everything be rainbow colored for the whole month and like decide that now's the time to finally get to be them.
Absolutely.
And yeah, so I have this thread up here where someone's like talking about how the fact that, car dealerships, banks, places would refuse you service. I mean, places still do refuse you service, but it's not as big of a...
Mostly just bakeries though, right? If you're looking for a cake.
Mostly just bakeries, yeah.
Yeah.
But
no, I think this ties into exactly what you were saying. Somebody has a very much the same perspective as you, where it's like, look, you can dunk on this. I've dunked on this too, but like, hey, this is better than the alternative.
Yeah, It's absolutely better than it used to be. I think, we have other problems that are becoming steadily worse.
Mm-hmm.
The state of
the
trans rights in our country is
Jesus fucking Christ.
Is abysmal.
I don't want to tangent. Did you happen to see the Ohio law that was just passed?
I didn't read it. I couldn't.
Quick overview. This is under the guise of, because you can name a fucking bill whatever you want, right? So it's under the guise of protecting women's sports.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Gross.
In Ohio now, if you're participating in a team event, somebody can accuse you of being transsexual, and then you have to have actual physical medical examinations to prove that you are the sex that you are claiming to be. And they do like blood tests as well. Like, they are getting into some deep, like, damn near eugenic type shit. It's insane. It's absolutely disgusting. But we're protecting women's sports, so it's important.
That's horrifying.
Yep, it's absolutely insane.
I can't
You trying to
No,
get your
thank you.
lighting?
I'm trying to switch back.
Oh, to your other camera?
Yep.
Yeah, Alec just likes his other camera so much now.
It looks so much better.
I get it. I just want to point out too, Thrill House earlier said football fans are famously open-minded. That's correct. Famously open-minded individuals, never once committing hate crimes. Football fans. So, Alec, thoughts in terms of, do you have like a overall? I know you're on your camera game here.
Yeah, I'm cameraing. Overall, we're at a better place. The fact that companies feel like virtue is signaling to LGBT people is a step that, when most of the community was, dying of AIDS, no one thought would ever be okay. But it's fake, so still bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
AJ?
I agree with like the sentiment behind this thread, but I also think that like it's dangerous because it almost like comes off as like, hey man, it could be a lot worse, so maybe don't complain, where we should be complaining. Like give flowers where they're due, but at the same time it's like, this is good about this and this is what's shitty about this, and fix it next time,
Yeah.
I think it's a walk and chew gum situation.
Yes,
we can recognize that it's better and still demand that it's not good enough. Because that's just the case. It's like, hey, we can recognize that these companies owe us more, and that this is the bare fucking minimum, and that's better, and we can celebrate that. It's like Alex said, right? Hey, representation, even in these cases, even when it's virtue signaling, is still good. But yeah, I don't think that we need to not be content with this being good enough, because it's not.
Right.
No, it's absolutely not.
No, because at the same time, we like we pointed out with Ohio, we have anti-trans bills going up left and right across the country.
And none of these companies are doing anything to fight those bills. They're actually supporting senators and congresspeople who support those bills.
Yeah, like back to Disney. Disney didn't say anything until everyone was like, fuck you, including most of their staff.
Which is crazy too, because now the Republicans are also turning on Disney. Like, they're actually getting it from both sides now. And this is what should happen when you try to fucking play both sides. Everyone should hate you. That's what should happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Have a fucking moral backbone. And just to wrap up that Ohio thing, Kayla in chat mentioned, and this is, I pulled it up, she's correct, the families also have to pay thousands out of pocket for the blood testing. So like, you're required to go through these tests, and some of it's covered by insurance, but some of it is actually paid out of pocket.
That's terrible.
Yeah, and I have the whole thread here. It's an athlete who says, this is my daughter, she just turned 9. This is why I would never allow her to play middle or high school sports if we lived in Ohio. So again, like we talk about, it's these thing where people who are committing these atrocious acts are accusing other people of doing the things that they're actually doing. This is sexual assault. This is legalized sexual
100%.
assault of minors, and they are legalizing it. This is fucking insane.
This is it's absolutely disgusting. And
see, and this
you are doing what you're accusing other people of doing.
100%. And like, as this, this person is so quick to point out, this law allows anyone to dispute the sex of an athlete on a school team. There are no safeguards in place to ensure that this is not used maliciously, which it will be. Girls who do not look feminine enough, girls of color, girls who are too good are likely to be the biggest targets. Like, absolutely. And this comes down to like, everything's not black and white, right? Because there are athletes who haven't had gender reassignment surgeries, who have naturally higher levels of testosterone than other athletes in the same field. Does that disqualify them? Like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Being terrible.
Yep. And like, people don't talk about you can, like, this is just open information. Nobody seems to have an issue with, like, I think it's fucking Lionel Messi took steroids like his entire childhood. But that's okay.
I mean, all of like competitive cycling, like the whole thing when like the like Armstrong stuff went down of like him doping, and it's like, yeah, and if you took out everyone who's doped, you would lose like the top 12 people in every race for the last 40 years.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, didn't they like try to do that?
Yes.
Like they were,
and they
like,
had to
all
give
gonna,
it to like literally, I think it was like 12 or 15 people down.
Yeah.
It's it's stupid. Like when you're at that level, like on the other end, was it who's the snowboarder guy? Shaun White.
Shaun White. That's the only snowboarder
like,
I've ever known in my life.
Only snowboarder.
Yeah. They were like, well, you know, smoking pot. It's like that.
Oh, yeah.
That's deterring his performance.
That was
like,
Michael Phelps too, right?
Yeah.
That was a big Michael Phelps thing. Yeah.
Like if Michael Phelps was stoned when he won all those gold medals, then that looks worse
That's
on
more
everyone
impressive.
else.
Exactly.
Thanks.
That's more impressive. And I did find the article here because Messi, when he was a kid, he had to take HGH because he was too small. But like nobody thinks that gives him an unfair advantage later in life. But if you were born, you know, male or identify as female and you want to do that and you still have a slightly higher elevated testosterone level, that's you know, that's not okay.
That's a no-go.
That's a no-go. That's not okay.
No.
Insane.
You know, it goes against my worldview, so it's not fun.
That's true. Goes against my worldview. That's insane. And like people are saying, you know, people will be able to justify that because like, oh, he was a kid, it was helping him grow or whatever. And it's like, this is the same shit, guys. These are the same shit.
Yeah, but he's now benefiting from it. Like,
100%.
He's at the position he is because
also he wasn't going to be like, this wasn't a life-saving thing. This wasn't a life-saving thing.
He just would have been a small dude.
He would have been shorter. That's correct.
Facts.
You're asking these people to understand science. Good luck. That's a fact. Can't ask people to understand science. That's too much.
Messi worked. So we have someone in chat. Messi worked his ass off, though. I'm not disregarding that.
Absolutely. Like, so does every athlete.
Yeah. So do all these trans athletes that they're trying to disqualify.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And like I've heard
you don't get to be an athlete with any recognition without working your ass off.
Absolutely. And I've seen multiple athletes that compete, like, you know, female born athletes who are competing against trans athletes who are like, yeah, I mean, they won. They're better at this event. I don't know what to tell you. Sure. You want outrage and I'm not outraged.
Right.
It's wild. It's absolutely wild. So in terms of what we had officially on the docket, that was pretty much it. The only other thing that I had, Alec, do you feel up for talking about it?
I mean, I pretty much have the one comment you have.
Okay.
It's stupid that we know as much as we do, and it was a bad decision.
Agreed. So the only other thing we had here, if you've been following at all, the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard situation.
Oh, yeah.
And I have, like Alex said, I have two opinions on it. Number one, none of this is my fucking business, and I really wish that this was not such a public situation. There are way more important things to care about. Number two, I think regardless of how you feel about who did what, the fact that Amber Heard was found to have defamed Johnny Depp is an insane ruling that really goes to how deep-rooted misogyny is in this country. Because what that means is that jury determined not only was she not abused, she lied about it, she made it up, and she did it specifically to defame Johnny Depp. Because that is how defamation laws work in the United States. If there was any element of truth, then it's not defamation.
Yeah. So this is just really bad precedent, legal precedent for future
It's insane.
Victims. Whether you believe that the abuse, whether we know that the abuse was one way or two way,
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Only on this, that this case was basically like stuff that we have confirmed did happen. She talked about it. She put it in paper. She wrote an op-ed.
He admitted to hitting her and stuff. Like he admitted to it.
Yeah, stuff that we know happened. Like another court of law has been like, yeah, this shit happened.
And in the court of law where it's usually...
And the thing is, like, that's not what this is about. We're not doing that right now. Yeah, he's fucked up in this way, but this is about his money. Did she affect his money?
It's so dumb. It's just so dumb. And
it's very stupid.
again, like Alex said, it's not a criminal case, so I don't know how precedent works in civil cases versus criminal cases, where it's like you can actually use precedent to argue your case. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. But the fact that in London, where this was originally ruled on, he lost, and it's more favorable there. It's just kind of all you need to know. America apparently loves a drunken pirate and hates women. It's insane.
That's a fact.
Yeah, and like I want to make it clear that a lot of shit came out that didn't make her look very good either.
100%.
That's not what this case was about.
They're both shitty in this.
Absolutely.
The optics of the outcome is not good.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, he immediately won the court of public opinion, like right away, which is fine. Yeah. That's unfortunate, but that's the reality. Him actually winning the case is insane.
It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter what the public opinion is.
Absolutely not.
In this situation. And the most fucked up part about it is like this being public affected it. You know, like they talked about multiple times how like people in the jury like had conversations about this blowing up and like their family members feeling one way or the other and that affecting they tried to argue that it didn't affect their decision, but there's no way it didn't. You know,
there's no way it didn't.
This is not so much national where the jury could be isolated.
Correct.
Like, it should have never been a public thing.
Absolutely. No. Absolutely. And
we shouldn't know this much about this case.
I don't want to know this much about this case.
I shouldn't have been seeing TikToks about how, you know, Johnny Depp is being funny and cute, and Amber Heard's being a psycho and dressing like him. Like, I shouldn't know that.
Streaming these fucking Ludwig, Pokimane, all these motherfuckers streaming this shit is fucking gross.
It's because it's free content for them, and it's gross.
And that's nasty. That's nasty.
It's nasty. And the verdict on YouTube for one channel, like MSNBC or whatever, had like 3 million live viewers at the time.
Which is also nasty in a different way.
100%. 100%. And it's just, again, I don't really care how anyone feels about who did what to who. I just think that the fact that Johnny Depp was found to be correct and win this case is insane. If you look at how the law is written at all. And and let's see, Sarity says it's a culmination of past precedent and how universal the case could be applied to other cases. Case law is huge. This one will not set precedent, but will augment. So, I mean, there you go. Like you said, for potential future abuse victims, now you have to think, because you have to watch
what you say about your own experience.
Right. The amount that it was like reduced to, still $350,000, is not like an insignificant amount of money. And like you said, I think the last part there is so important. She was writing about her experience. Yeah. So you're saying, no, you're lying. That didn't happen. You're a filthy liar who's lying. And that's insane.
Like in the original op-ed, didn't she not even say his name? And it, like...
I genuinely don't remember.
I don't know. I haven't read it. I have stayed as much away from this as I can. Like, from the outside of someone who hasn't read a lot, who has tried to stay away from this because I think it shouldn't be something I know about.
Yeah.
Like, this is a horrible thing that happened between two shitty people.
Yep.
Right.
That's all I need to know. And even at that level, I don't need to know.
Mm-hmm.
So, poor Trev.
I switched us to the other scene, and then there was chaos.
And then there was chaos.
I'm trying to adjust myself.
Alec had 2 webcam sources open for some reason on this one. I don't know what's going on, man. No. It's chaos. He was doubled up.
How do I double up webcam sources? Do you have the old one? I don't know. Okay, whatever.
It doesn't matter.
Well, while Trev fixes things,
I am fixing things.
Questions. Darity says, I think we can all agree that Mace Windu was a badass motherfucker despite being in the prequels. What would you like to see in a Mace Windu Disney Plus series? I don't know that I have anything that I want to see. Yeah, laser swords.
That's it.
Anything else is overkill.
I barely know anything about Mace Windu, except he's like a gray Jedi or whatever the fuck.
He's got a purple laser sword. What else do you need to know about Mace Windu?
Purple laser sword, which is pretty sick.
That's pretty sick.
I
don't know what to tell you.
I have a thing I don't want to see, and it's a thing that the internet kept being like, this would be so cool. Do not make Mace Windu related to Finn.
True. That would be super racist.
That is the most racist thing.
Are they just the only two black characters in the show?
They're the two
They're
most prominent black characters.
They're like two of the black characters that people like.
Yeah.
Because the Star Wars thing is people hate black people.
Yeah, so I don't follow any of it.
Currently happening,
but I've seen that, yeah.
Obi-Wan.
Didn't Ewan McGregor get hate bombed for saying that fans are just being racist?
Probably.
Yeah.
And like he's a white guy too. He's like a very white guy.
Yeah, he's a beloved one.
Colored
as well.
motherfucker.
That's what I'm saying.
But now he can't. He essentially housed a slave in the eyes of these people.
Oh my god.
They're not down with that. They're like, yeah, you can't be. You need to be with us. You can't be with the blacks.
Yeah.
Super.
I would like a Mace Windu series, like a young Mace Windu series with a different actor. Not that I have anything against Samuel L. Jackson. I just think it would be more entertaining than like
you're
really
being cringe.
Samuel
We got
Jackson.
CGI. We got CGI.
He's like older than he could have been because he died. Spoilers.
Yeah. Actually, there's the prevalent fan theory that he did not.
Oh, how?
Yeah. Purple laser sword.
It's freaking.
He just
Star
falls.
Wars.
He gets his arm chopped off and he falls.
Yeah.
A billion feet.
They do. But they like freaking completely replaced. Like Anakin crawled out of a volcano.
Anakin is a torso and one limb.
Yeah. So yeah, that's fair enough.
And
I did see
Darth
that
Maul
tweet.
comes back.
True.
I
And
did
he
see
got
that
cut in
tweet.
half and fell far. So that's fair.
I saw that one where they were like, "Oh, Anakin can fucking be put back together with 3/4 of a body, and Padme dies of a fucking broken heart."
Yeah.
Misogyny in Star Wars.
Yeah, it is the most accurate reflection of our world that all this technology exists to replace limbs and keep you going forever when you should be dead, but still you can die in childbirth.
That's a fact.
It wasn't childbirth; it was a broken heart.
That's a fact.
Isn't it canonically a broken heart?
Yes.
That's like with the
That's
doctor
so
or
cringe.
whatever the fuck. The doctor.
Her body was fine, but she just didn't have the will to survive.
But also, Leia somehow has memories of her mother.
Yeah, cause she didn't die immediately, man. Leia was a baby, and she's so strong with the Force that she was like cognizant of everything when she was a baby, man. That's how it works.
This franchise.
That's
I don't know if
franchise
that's how it
works
works. That goes outside of the laser sword jurisdiction, so I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I got no
We're
hard
gonna
opinions.
get into the inner workings of the Force. AJ's out.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know about laser swords. I know they have an orange one, and that's pretty pog.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm a big fan of the purple. I would like to see a crossover where Samuel L. Jackson's character from Deep Blue Sea makes a cameo in the Mace Windu show. That's all I want to see.
Counterpoint. They're all the same character.
Yeah, well, he died then too,
Jackson
so it would be some fun
Samuel
lore.
L. Jackson every time.
I think it would be fantastic if someone made an Everything Everywhere All at Once type movie where it's just revealed that Samuel L. Jackson is Samuel L. Jackson jumping into all of these universes.
Next, you're going to tell me Vin Diesel only plays Vin Diesel, guys. I don't understand.
It's true.
No, Vin Diesel also plays Groot.
That's a fact.
Very different.
Yo, he's got two sides, Vin Diesel and Groot.
Facts.
Nowhere near as creepy when he's the tree.
Which is crazy.
That's true, though.
That's a feat.
Have you seen the interview with him harassing that interviewer, the female interviewer?
Oh, yeah.
That's
like,
insane.
where he's clearly like on something.
He's like,
and
"You're just so gorgeous. I'm so enamored with you. You're so
and
beautiful."
trying to sleep with the interviewer on camera.
She is not comfortable.
Oh God, no. The amount of like poise that woman has for not just kicking.
Oh, it's impressive
right there.
It's impressive.
Was it poise or fear? Did she not want to lose her job, and public opinion and all that stuff?
I'm not a woman, but like that feels like it would have been a moment where it would have been real worth it to lose a job.
That's a fact. I feel like society.
She wasn't American either.
Allow that to be a choice.
No, she wasn't American, so that makes it
No.
easier, maybe.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I think she was like Swedish or something.
That's fair.
Yeah, so I think they're easier on losing jobs. I'm gonna skip the next question because they're in chat right now. This is crazy, huh?
You're skipping?
Well, we'll come back to it. We'll come back to it.
Okay, got it.
I'm not gonna like just not do it. But I mean, we'll come back to it.
That was hilarious.
This is crazy. I didn't even see this or how this happened or what came about. But Alec, if there's any truth to this, you got questions to answer, my guy.
There's not truth to this.
Okay, so the question is, why does
Narnians
Alec
don't
like the word
understand-
shiny?
Narnians don't understand how different words mean different things. So earlier, Mega Man posted this in the Watch Redirect Discord. And
shiny
and
Drudagon
like, hey.
for everybody who can't see.
Yeah. And it was like, talked once again about how bad this shiny is.
It's a terrible shiny.
It's a terrible
and I
shiny.
merely said that I appreciate bold moves, and this is a bold move. I don't like it, but I appreciate how bold it is.
Okay.
And he does look like a reverse carrot.
Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong for calling you out, though, because that is too close to a compliment for me.
Yeah.
It's not like an outward rebuke, and that's too close to a compliment. You know what I'm saying?
So I can only, it's a binary state. I can only.
Yeah. With this?
Terrible.
With this? Absolutely.
Breed Drudagon? Fuck that Pokemon. Shiny. I mean, even the Pokemon's mid, but like the shiny is just safe.
Terrible. I'm not gonna lie, when I saw the note at first, I was like, that's weird that Mega's throwing shade at shiny Lucario.
Facts.
I was like very confused, and then I clicked the link and I was like, oh, this is insane.
I just want to let you know I put this in here, and I didn't delete Mega's question.
Yeah,
so,
that's nice of you. You could have. You
This
could have.
day.
Arguably, you should
You
have.
have the power to do it.
On this day, I was nice to the Kiwi.
Redemption.
So we have a couple more questions, and I think actually I'm really glad AJ's here for these because I would love to get his perspective on these questions too. Which is also why I wanted to come back to AJ's question because his own perspective on that one probably a little less relevant.
Yeah. True,
all right.
true.
So
that's the way. Okay.
Yeah. So the first one, and I think there's a few ways to tackle this, so we'll have to figure out how to go about it. But the question is, what would your ultimate Pokemon team look like? And like all gens are on the table. See, I don't. This is tough. From a competitive standpoint, I don't have the time to ration and figure out typing. Yeah.
From a competitive standpoint, I don't care until I care enough about the means to compete. You know, gameplay wise, don't give a fuck. So like,
I immediately read this question and thought of it as like, if you existed in the Pokemon world, what would your 6 Pokemon
or 6 Pokemon be? Yeah.
I was about to say I only get 5. That's crazy.
Sorry. Yeah. No, I'm fucking up.
And I've thought about this before in the context if like I existed in the Pokemon world.
Of course you have.
What would my Pokemon be?
Yo, Alec wants the baking Pokemon. Let's go.
So I've thought about this a lot.
The Chonk.
Azumarill.
For Sap Sipper or what?
Water. And he's got little arms, so he could help me knead dough and mix things. So we got Azumarill.
Okay, that's one.
Noibat, because in Noibat's Pokedex entry, it says that they can tell if fruit is ripe by like screeching at it.
That's some nerd shit, but okay.
So a Noibat, a Flygon to help with deliveries, a Quilava to like sleep under the oven and keep it on fire.
Gas company's gonna be pissed. They're gonna file a lawsuit. They're gonna be like, nah, no fucking Pokemon in the kitchen. That's a health code violation. You need to use our gas.
A Miltank, because you have to have a Miltank. And then a Farfetch, because I love Farfetch.
So what I'm hearing here is Alec wants slaves. Bet.
Oh shit!
Gotcha. Bet.
Wait, what? What was that?
You only went to Pokemon to do things for you, and that's it. That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
He's not wrong.
Would be helping contribute.
Pokemon are
and I would provide them a great.
They're not your
home,
staff.
and they are my friends.
Well, my
You
list
literally
is-
just, bro, Alec,
No,
you literally
I know, I
just,
made it worse.
okay.
I
I was
made
like,
it
you
worse.
did the
I made it
thing.
worse.
They're getting housing. What are you talking about?
Yeah, facts.
I made it
Facts.
worse.
Yep. That said, my list is because they are Pog and no other reason. Charizard.
Right. Good
Pog.
Pokemon.
Look at him. Lycanroc. Because I have to pick a one that's a dog because that's the animal that we have in real life that we can be companions with. Lapras. Because it is cool and can swim with me. That's
Okay.
a W.
That is a W.
Okay, all right. Now this is where we're like, you gotta start, picking favorites, and that's not picking favorites amongst favorites, and that's tough. Scraggy or Scrafty, either one. Scraggy because I could have Scraggy and he would evolve into Scrafty, and that's pretty cool.
That's a W.
But that line is cool. He's pretty dope. Apom is also cool.
With an Everstone, though.
With an Everstone.
Yeah, with an Everstone for sure.
Never let that thing learn double hit.
Absolutely, no way. Goodra.
Yeah.
It's Goodra.
Goodra's a good
And
Pokemon.
then last Pokemon. I got one more. I'm gonna go with Lugia because Lugia is a W.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's not even true. You don't even mean that. This is targeted. This is targeted.
No, it's not. I'm going to tell you exactly what I did. I made the favorite Pokemon of every type list, and I literally was like, oh, where do I have that? And I searched my messages with Tweak because I sent that to him, and I was like, look at this. And then I was like, which one of these Pokemon, if I'm limited to 6, would I want?
Oh
and
my god.
These are ones that I'm choosing. Because the thing is, in reality, I would be just like I am in the video game, where it's like I don't have a standing team. Even when I have a Charizard, I don't always have Charizard on my team when I'm playing through the game. Because there's a lot of Pokemon that I want to use.
Yeah.
But in a real world scenario where it's Pokemon aren't real, but these 6 could be or whatever, I pick 6,
Yeah. Yeah, that's tough. I mean, you guys have at least, or I guess I should say, Alec has good reasoning. I understand what you're saying in terms of you picked one of each type that you really liked. Mm-hmm. I don't even have good logic like that. I honestly was going to default to the team that carried me through most of Arceus because I was I got real familiar with that team, and I had Gliscor, I had Goodra, I had Torterra, Empoleon.
Torterra's an L, but the rest of them are good Pokemon.
But Torterra is a good Pokemon for your team,
it's a good Pokemon, but
I agree, and I agree. I mean, I can't argue that. I got to throw Ho-Oh on there, obviously, just for representation of my boy. That's crazy. And damn, I can't remember who my other Pokemon on my team is. That's insane.
Wow.
Oof.
Damn, bad. That's ooh. Just because I've been feeling it recently, I'll just throw in Cryogonal. I've been liking that Pokemon recently.
Yeah, 3 Ls. 3 Ls.
That's a weird one.
Yeah, no, he's been honestly, because I go against Rayquaza and Max Raids so much recently that I have this trauma bond with Cryogonal where it's if I don't get Cryogonal, I'm probably gonna lose to Rayquaza.
It's propinquity. I'm exposed to this so much that I love it now.
That's a fact. I
can't agree with AJ here that there's 3 Ls because Torterra is one of Red's favorite Pokemon.
It's a good Pokemon competitively. It's a good Pokemon competitively.
It's a big island Pokemon. It's great.
Rare L for Red. Never thought I'd see the day.
Never thought I'd see the day. Oh, it's hilarious. I think this is from Britwa. It's a 3-part question. So that was part 1. Part 2, I think, is right up Alec's alley. Who is your favorite Pokemon that is weak, but you cannot seem to give up loving them?
I mean, who
Alec,
isn't?
Your list?
Who isn't?
Yeah, facts.
We got Farfetch'd,
True.
Meryl. I mean, this little guy. He sucks.
Yeah. You seem like a big Pachirisu fan.
I'm
not a big Pachirisu fan. I don't really care for the Pikachu clones.
That's a fact.
That's fair.
Apom is the weakest link.
And the only Pikachu that I really like is Raichu. So,
That's terrible. That's
I know.
insane.
I know. That's a bad opinion too. But that's who I am. That's who I am.
I thought Whimsicott was a bad Pokemon. But it's a good Pokemon.
Whimsicott's a good Pokemon.
So that was the Pokemon I was gonna pick for this, but it's not weak at all.
It's one of the 22 Pokemon that Pokemon fans use when they play competitive Pokemon.
Yeah, exactly. So I honestly don't know, because most of like the quote unquote weak Pokemon, I don't get an affinity for. I don't think. In terms of typing and stuff.
You're a tier picker. That's nasty.
Nah, it's crazy. It just works out that way. I mean, most Gen 1 Pokemon, when they were Gen 1 Pokemon, because they're single type, were terrible. So like any original Gen 1 Pokemon, because they're terrible. Because they fucking die to everything and don't have resistance to jack shit. So
unless you're a psychic type.
Because nothing can fucking touch you.
If you're a Mewtwo, you're just
done.
I don't know what to tell you. Because every bug type Pokemon has shitty attacks. And
Ghost was broken.
Yeah, Ghost didn't work.
Oh, actually, let's just do Chikorita. Bad Pokemon. Bad Pokemon for multiple reasons. Bad Pokemon. Yeah. And sexual assaulter. So also bad Pokemon. Double L. True. Go back and watch. Go watch, Alec. Go back and watch.
No,
Chikorita.
I know what you're talking about.
It's not okay. It's not okay.
I read the summary for Sprigatito, and I was immediately like, oh.
Same shit! It's the same shit! It does the leaf trick to get this. Oh, I was like, oh my god, it's the same shit.
It's like, this is gonna be Ash's one of the 3 starters, and it's gonna hate Pikachu.
It's gonna hate Pikachu. They're gonna fight
that story again.
Absolutely.
But that is why, because for Gen 2 I picked Chikorita. That was my starter, so can't give it up.
Grand choice.
Part 3 from Britwah's question: do you prefer your coffee black?
I don't like coffee. I'll defer.
That's cringe. That's cringe of AJ. We get to do it to AJ this time. I never add shit to my coffee except water. I don't put cream. I don't put sugar. It's water. If I'm putting anything.
To me, this is a very I am on the polar opposite ends, nowhere in the middle. Like either straight up, or it needs to be so creamy and sweet and full of flavor that it's barely coffee anymore.
That's crazy.
I like both those things.
Fair enough.
That's Dutch Brothers right there.
That is Dutch Brothers.
Yep.
If I'm getting canceled for not liking coffee, I should have been canceled a long ass time ago. I've been saying I don't like coffee with my whole ass chest for years.
That's true. AJ's never hidden that. Not once.
I even see, this is the thing. Multiple times I tried to like coffee because that's what people do. And that's, that should be a red flag that coffee's cringe, because people go out of their way to like coffee, and that's an L. But multiple times, because I'm friends with Bob Wolf, and whenever I fucking go anywhere, he's like, "Yo, let's go get coffee," and then I just watch them get coffee. So I'm like, I'll get coffee, and I don't like it. I hate it.
Yeah, it's not good.
I tried it.
That's fair. That's fair. Hey, everything doesn't have to be for everybody, man.
That's a fact.
Maybe just take the difficulty slider, turn it down a little bit. You'll be fine. All right, last question from none other than AJ himself at WatchReDirect. Actually, I don't. Arguably, not a question. Madden is an action RPG. Discuss. Yeah, that might just be a fact.
I've retroactively forgot. Should have added 2K to that as well.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Okay.
An action RPG.
Yeah. I mean, any sports games. I mean, action RPG is
absolutely.
I don't know how else you describe it.
I mean, I feel like all you have to do is look at what Nintendo did when they made sports games to be like, yeah, like Mario Golf is an RPG.
Absolutely. I mean, because if we did the whole nobody's nobody's dissenting. We need Lee to be like, nah, that's not if that was an action RPG, then fucking Toad's Adventure's an action RPG or some shit. Insert argument here. But it's a role-playing game. That is what it is. You are role-playing as a character. I don't know.
And even beyond that, basic definition of it, mechanically, it is an action RPG.
It is.
Your character building, you're growing their stats.
100%.
It's even borderline turn-based for football specifically.
Yep.
Where it's I got to do this route and do hit. It's a fucking. I was watching my brother. See, this is the thing that birthed this question was I was watching my brother play this game. My brother, he's like very like non-gamer kind of gamer. You know, like all he plays is like shit like Call of Duty and Madden and that type of shit. And I'm like, it's just ironic that like the people that are like, nah, man. And to be fair, he doesn't necessarily have this stance, but the type of people that are like play games in the way that he does is like games are some nerd shit. Play the nerdiest game. Like it is some of the most nerdy shit that they know the stats and the like life career of so many different people that they
and they're respecing and shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
To put in chat, then aren't most games RPGs? I don't think it's an RPG along the lines of like you're playing as a specific football player. Like that's not the part. It's the like the growth systems and like adjusting your stats and trading out your players and like stuff like that. And then getting into gameplay, and the gameplay is okay. Now you got to move around and press this button at this time.
Changing routes and like all that shit. It's an action RPG.
Yeah, and it's a good action RPG, but it should be a service.
I can't speak to that first part, but yes, it should be a service.
This is 2K22 is the first 2K I haven't bought in a long time because I was like, I'm just sick of it.
Damn.
I'm not giving y'all $70.
That's the best one.
Yeah, right. I know. You could see the sweat, bro. You could see the sweat.
That's a fact. To be fair, that's always the selling point. That's been the selling point for 2K for the last decade, at least. It's
easily,
looks so much better in this game than it did the last one.
Meanwhile, movement has gotten actively worse. Let's go.
I'm trying to think if I've ever bought a non-Nintendo sports game.
True. No. I can't say the same, but I'm not a fan.
Yeah, the games have gotten actively worse. Like, I think that part of my issue with the gamification of the sports games is that they've actually removed the gamification and they've leaned into realism. It's like, it's not fun. I don't want to spend 150 hours learning to play the game so I can beat the computer. Because what's fun is that it's a video game and that it's fun.
Yep.
Like, and everybody knows the computer fucking cheats in sports games. The computer just fucking cheats. Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
Oh, and that way it's not an RPG?
That's even more so an RPG.
Yeah, that's still RPG.
The computer cheats in Arceus.
All the time. They're like, yo, you thought it was going to be 1-on-1, 4-on-1. Plus, your attack missed, so we get to go 8 times in a row. Get fucked.
Yep. Facts.
That's broken.
It's a fact. It's an RPG.
That is an RPG.
I mean, it's another reason why I don't play it.
Yeah. I mean, like, ever since, like, 2K8, games just been going downhill. It's become too much of a focus on realism, which they can't nail because it's hard.
I played 2K8.
It's good.
You could freaking dunk from the 3-point line.
Right. That's why it was a fun game. Yo, you hit square twice, the dude does the dribble move, and then you cock back and dunk it. Like, fun game.
That's a fact.
It's like I already said, bring back 3v3 NBA Jam. If you could give me NBA Jam movement and mechanics with the graphics and realism of 2K, that's a better game. I just like that's a video game. That's more fun.
Well, aren't people like super excited because is it AEW that's funding their own game and it's way more arcadey looking than any of the WWE games have been?
I haven't seen anything about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just know that 2K21, I think is what it was hot fucking garbage. It was so bad.
Wasn't that the one that they like super OD'd on the microtransactions?
Well, I'm talking about wrestling because AEW is wrestling. Right?
AEW is wrestling.
Yeah, it was like to fucking to like grapple. It's like it's like a pattern recognition thing. It's like square, triangle, circle, circle as it comes up on the screen to like do a move. Rather than like just pushing a button to do a thing. Yes, dude. Oh my God. It was so bad. It was so bad. I was like, I played it once and I was like, I'm not doing this ever again. I'm so over this shit.
I mean, that's very modern RPG of them to have
so bad.
Have some QTEs, some quick time events.
That's a
Yo,
fact.
it was literally built around QuickTime events, right? It was like camera pans, and now hit the square button, now the triangle button. Like, oh my god, this is terrible.
My Kingdom Hearts brain probably would have dominated that game.
Oh my god, I watched one person play Kingdom Hearts one time, and the combat system in that game is so broken. I hate it so much.
All right,
Hating
how many-
it is hilarious from
how many
watching.
subs
That
have
said,
to be gifted for Trev to have to watch me play Kingdom Hearts?
1 million.
damn.
A
Set the
million.
bar high. To watch him play it?
Yeah.
Damn.
A million.
I think it would actually be worse.
You don't even
To
want to experience
force him to-
Alex Joy? That's great.
That's like 120 hours of my life.
Yeah, but it's Alex Joy.
For 120 hours?
Yes.
That's crazy.
He's not allowed to have joy for 120 hours?
He's not allowed to force me to watch him have joy for 120 hours.
Not allowed to have joy at his expense.
Well, that was the end of our questions. We didn't get to doing max raids.
No.
Do you want to roll the end screen and run a max raid real quick?
Sure.
If anyone wants to join up. Do you want to do the outro?
I go for it.
Whom? Oh, me? Yeah,
Yep.
sure.
Oh, wait, you want me to do the outro? I'll fucking
No, I
do
was
the
talking to
outro.
Alec.
I'll
You want to do the
fucking
outro?
do it.
Yo, you want to do it? Let's go, AJ.
I'm not reading.
No.
shit, bro.
I don't have anything written for the outro this time.
The
my
outro
outro's
isn't
gonna-
written yet.
My outro is gonna be pog, dude.
Let's go. Whenever you're ready.
Hold on, wait. I don't remember where you guys' Twitter is off the top of my head. Is it Beanscast Pod? Beanscast
Yeah.
Pod, right?
Yeah.
Beanscast
That's
Pod.
what it is. I knew
Yeah.
it. I knew it. Everybody, thanks
W,
for
friend.
listening and or watching if you're on YouTube.com. You can do that if you go to youtube.com/Beanscast ?
No, we don't have a vanity URL.
You know, oh my god! Freaking subscribe to their YouTube channel. Go to Beanscast Pod on Twitter. Find the link to the thing. Subscribe so they can get 100 subscribers, so that they can change it to the vanity URL.
That's a fact.
URL, so it can be youtube.com/Beanscast. Probably Beanscast Pod for the synergy. We do this. They do this every Sunday or Saturday if they're cringe.
No. This is the real one.
Okay, Sunday?
Sunday.
Sunday is when we're doing it. Here
Sunday.
it is, Sunday. Join the Discord. You'll get notifications sometimes. If you're like me, it'll usually be 20 minutes late, but you get them at some point. Goodbye. Have a good
Goodbye.
Enjoy.
Bye.